नोएडा में आपने देखा होगा गाड़ियां जलाने लगे, बस वर बर्न्ड, कार वर बर्न्ड, इनोसेंट पीपल्स कार वर बर्न्स, राइट? व्हाट डू यू थिंक, वाज इट द सिस्टम फेलियर?
अगर आप एम्प्लॉयर की भी बात सुनना चाहते हैं कि सब एम्प्लॉयर की क्या बात है, असली बात क्या है, टू लिसन टू मिस्टर अदानी और मिस्टर अंबानी और their HR managers,
Right.
you can't understand this.
Your personal feeling when you first time met JRD Tata.
Now comes the partition of India. Lahore, there was some doubt whether Lahore would be on India side.
हाँ, अच्छा उस समय it was था कि लाहौर इंडिया कब आएगा?
Yes.
When your dad left Pakistan, so he might be empty-handed.
He came completely empty-handed.
What made you to choose TAS in the place of IAS?
I'm talking 1989. India is a backward place.
Shoulder to shoulder, you must have worked with Ratan Tata.
We, Tata, were already making 70% of the Indian market.
Yeah.
The government had kept increasing our license because if the country likes these trucks, we make them. Why should we restrict you from investing more and expanding more?
In Tata, in fact, you spent how many years?
I was in Tata for 25 years.
So in this case, even to the Nishant Arya, we should think about that. He did it. He proved it, like that we can produce buses and we can be like one of the leading bus manufacturer.
And we were. I'm saying in my time, before 1991, Tata Telco was exporting India-made buses to 50 countries.
नीति आयोग एंड प्लानिंग कमीशन में क्या एक मेन डिफरेंस है? सो यू जॉइंड Arthur the Little before BCG?
Of course.
Oh, अच्छा.
Most of what I learned in Arthur the Little.
This is his biography, where from he came, what struggles he went through, how he built up the career for himself without having a godfather, worked in Tata's, then Arthur the Little, then BCG, then planning commissions, and authored so many books. So if you want to learn yourself that, set aside your past failure as his father did for him. If you really want to experience from the person who was born pre-independent and today is alive to share his experience with you, you must see that. And so caring as a father that he left the job of the Tata and went to US for the service of his daughter. Family matters most. If you want to really learn something about that, what was the leadership quality of JRD Tata? I called him Great JRD Tata. He ran the company for the people the way he wants, not for himself, but for the people of India. Tata equal to India, India equal to Tata. If you really want to know what happened inside the Tata when Rusi Modi was supposed to be the chairperson of the Tata Group and why did he not become? If you really want to know, you must go through this podcast and understand that how destiny changes the last moment as well. पहला क्वेश्चन सर आपसे. The first question is that अभी रिसेंटली हरियाणा में क्या हुआ कि वेज रेट बढ़ा. That was very marginal increase. So of course जब पॉलिसी हुआ होगा तो बंद कमरे में लेबर यूनियन और सबके साथ मिठाई भी खिलाए गए होंगे, बांटे भी गए होंगे. But just after that, नोएडा में आपने देखा होगा गाड़ियां जलाने लगे, बस वर बर्न्ड, कार वर बर्न्ड, इनोसेंट पीपल्स कार वर बर्न्स, राइट? व्हाट डू यू थिंक, वाज इट द सिस्टम फेलियर, a policy failure, or mindset failure? And if it is a mindset failure, then whose? Is it the labor mindset failure or the mindset failure of the policy maker?
This is a subject, thank you, Guru Rathore. I am so honored that you found the time to ask me my thoughts about important subjects. There was a policy made, they say, with discussions with the union leaders.
Right.
And industry leaders must have been present also. So there was a policy made. And as soon as that policy was announced, the workers whose interests were supposed to have been considered in the policy said that this policy or whatever the wage rate doesn't suit us. How can this happen if the persons present in the room on behalf of the worker
Right.
knew what the workers really needed?
Right.
They really represented
Right.
the real worker.
Right.
They would have known that.
Yeah.
The people present
Yeah.
in the negotiations, they are really not understanding deeply two things. A, the persons they represent, they're out of touch with them.
Right.
लीडर बन गए हैं,
हाँ.
पर लीडर अपने लोगों का सुनना बंद कर दिया उन्होंने. एक टाइम लीडर बना दिया, उसके बाद इतना बिजी हूँ मैं, प्लीज आई नो यू, I will represent you. So this is the attitude of people present in these negotiations.
You mean the union leader?
No, I'm coming to the industry side.
Yeah.
So we come to the planning commission. The union people, they came to me and said, sir, the industry respects you greatly. This tripartite negotiation, which is India's pattern,
Right.
since the independence planning, we've got a regular requirement for a tripartite
Right.
negotiations. Meaning, at the central government level, the labor minister and the officers, they meet with the union leader.
Right.
You can't have all of them.
Right, of course.
कुछ चुने जाते
चुने
हैं.
जाते
कौन
हैं.
चुने जाते हैं? जो यूनियन में भी सबसे बड़े हैं, सबसे बड़े बन गए हैं.
हाँ.
Similarly, इंडस्ट्री में भी कौन बुलाए जाते हैं? Only the big industry.
Big industrialist.
So, on the industry side, there are many small industries in our country, many small enterprises, who, as we say, most of the employment is with them.
Yeah.
तो अगर आप employer की भी बात सुनना चाहते हैं, you have to have the small enterprises owners also. तो बड़ी formal agreement हो जाती है और वो कहते हैं सबका ठीक हो गया. Those tripartite negotiations have been failing for years. So we've got to build up कि जो हमारी labor policies बन रही हैं इतने सालों से, they need a complete overhaul because they don't really represent the realities. So the Haryana is one more instance of that.
One instance.
गवर्नमेंट बैठी, एम्प्लॉयर के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बैठे, कोई यूनियन के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बैठे, कमरे में बात की, चाय पी, झगड़ा थोड़ा हुआ, अंदर हुआ, फिर फैसला हुआ बड़ा. मिठाई बैठी बाटी, गार्लैंड्स पहनाए और एकदम पत्थर फेंक के गए कि what is this? This doesn't represent us at all. You know? So when you come to like this to say we don't know the reality, people who are doing intellectual discussions and talking, as they say, the way one should be talking about labor laws and economics, they don't understand the reality of what is in their own country, in their own enterprises also.
Wow.
So this is why it broke down.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what Arun Maira sir said is the participation. आप उनसे पूछ करके अगर पॉलिसी बनाओगे जो ग्राउंड पे नहीं है तो उसका अंजाम यही होगा और आम जनता की गाड़ियां जलाई जाएंगी. बिकॉज जब पॉलिसी में डिस्कशन होता है वहाँ से मंथन से निकल के आता है कि वोट रियली इज नीडेड. इफ दादी कहती थी ना, जहाँ सुई की ज़रूरत है तलवार यूज करोगे तो काम नहीं होगा. That's a very simple. Another questions I'm asking, sir. This is very fascinating questions, and in fact, you are brilliant. You're amazing. In fact, and trust me, my staff when saw you, in fact, they said he looks like a Michael Potter.
Oh,
So
he's a very profound man.
profound man. In fact, when he was in Delhi, I met him. In fact, as well. Sir, very simple question. What made you to choose TAS in the place of IAS? Means you chose Tata Administrative Service rather than Indian Administrative Service. उस समय क्या सोच के आपने डिसीजन लिया?
I joined college
Right.
When I was 15 years old.
Huh.
It was 1959.
Right.
And I was very young.
Right.
59 is just a few years after the independence of India.
Yeah.
We were a very poor country with no industry.
Yeah.
A lot of work to be done to uplift
Right.
our people, food systems, health systems, everything. And I was born to that spirit after the partition that, I have to serve my country.
Oh.
That was the spirit in which my family also was and people around. Okay, we have fought very hard, they said, for the freedom of this country with Mahatma Gandhi. And now we owe it to the people of this country to build a country for all of us, especially for them. So I was at that time when all the young people of this country who could be getting themselves into a position where they could serve the country wanted to join the IAS,
Right.
okay,
Right.
or IFS, because it was the acme, it was the service
Right.
in which you could do good for the country.
Good for the country. Yes. Yes.
So that was the aspiration
Right.
of anybody
Right.
who said that, look, I could pass that exam,
Right.
that I want to sit for that exam. Now, to sit for that exam, yes, you've got to be already chosen into studying some subjects in these sort of institutions where you will be able to get that level of knowledge and be able to represent your knowledge. In a way, you'll pass that exam.
Yeah.
So St. Stephen's College in Delhi
Right.
was the acme college at that time in the country.
Yeah.
From every school in the country, those people who came at the top of their class,
Right.
all over, from the south, from the east, from the west, and of course from the north, they wanted admission in St. Stephen's.
Yeah,
College. It was
yeah.
Very, very, very.
Very, very. Still today. Abhi bhi hai.
Not as much. In that time, was number one for years. Up to really three, fourth, fifth ho gaya hai. It was so. And it remained like that for a long time because it also had a tradition before. So it was that, so people gravitated
Right.
कि मैं सेंट स्टीफन्स में जाऊंगा तो उसके बाद मेरे चांसेस आगे
ज़्यादा है.
होंगे.
ज़्यादा हो गया.
So to get into it was very hard. Now in my case, I went to school and did quite well, very well. So amongst the people in the country, all the national level in the schools, I was amongst the first 10.
Oh.
So I could easily get into
Yeah,
St. Stephen's College.
yeah.
Or St. Stephen's में क्या पढ़ेंगे?
Science.
So the most difficult subject to get into in
Science.
the whole country and in St. Stephen's and was physics honors
Oh.
because Delhi University had the best equipped laboratories.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
government was funding.
Yes.
Niels Bohr would also come and speak there. I
Oh.
heard him. Yes, yes.
Ah.
I mean, it was acme. So to get into physics honors in St. Stephen's College,
Yeah.
you were the best of the best.
Oh,
So
yeah.
without thinking of what I'm going to do after that, generally it was, I'll be useful to the country. Physics honors कर दिया. तो physics honors मैं करने शुरू हुआ, तो I realized something. Okay, this is very hard work.
Yeah.
I have to do practical exam. I mean, courses in the afternoon, ये सब economics कर रहे हैं, history कर रहे हैं. वो तो दोपहर को गेम्स खेल रही हैं, लड़कियों के साथ बातें करते हैं. ये क्या मैं हो गया? So I also found out that to sit for the IS exam,
Right.
science would give me 2 papers out of the 5.
Right.
History would give me other 3.
Other 3.
If I did economics, I'd also get 2, and I could do history more easily.
Yeah.
So मैं फंस गया हूँ. So I told the principal, I said, sir, may I please switch
Yeah.
to do economics?
Right.
So economics never used to be considered that high or
Yeah.
that difficult. As
Yes.
physics.
Yes.
So he gave me a big lecture.
Yeah.
He said, don't you want to serve the country? So I said, sir, I could do the IS examination.
Yeah.
And I find it's an easier route
Yeah.
to get to the IS examination.
Right.
He said, you want to do easy things only?
Uh,
I know physics is harder, but you have to do hard things if you want to serve the country.
Yeah, that's right.
Most people, I know that. He
Yeah.
said. History, economics, वो सब दोपहर को ये goof कर रहे हैं. You have to be working all the time, studying all the time. You will do physics, huh? But I said, some my papers करने हैं ना उसके बाद में. He said, don't worry, after your BSc honors, you can do your masters in history.
Right.
History में 3 paper आसानी से हो जाएंगे. And most people were doing that.
doing that. Yeah.
They were getting into physics honors at St. Stephen's, and then if they could, got into stayed 2 more years, did the history, and they came on top of the IS also.
Right. Right.
He said, don't worry. So I said, okay, 3 years रगड़ेंगे, उसके बाद देखेंगे. Meanwhile, by the time my 3 years was over, the government of India realized this.
Yeah.
कि जो St. Stephen's College और Delhi University के physics honors में जा रहे हैं, उसके बाद वो IS में जा रहे हैं.
Yeah.
Why are we spending so much money on the education?
Correct. हाँ, सही बात है.
So they changed the rule.
हाँ.
And when I finished my BSc honors, the rule had changed. If you had done your bachelor's in science, you had to do your master's in science also. So for 2 more years, I had to do physics.
Physics.
I did that. My master's in physics, I did pretty well also. And again, so I said, now what's the time left to study my history in order to get the IS? Fortunately, I was young.
Right.
I still could not. After having done my master's, I was too young to sit for the IS.
Right, right.
So 1 साल था और 1.5 साल. So the principal had said, history तो बड़ी आसानी से पढ़ सकते हैं, economics भी side में. You can read the books. You do your 2 papers in physics and mathematics.
Right.
100% हो जाएगा.
Right.
You do the 3. So you prepare. Take time. In any case, master भी हो गया.
Right.
You study. just then, the Tatas,
Yeah.
they contacted St. Stephen's College. कि हमने काफ़ी साल पहले, 5-6 years before, they started an administrative service. And the administrative service was to find young Indians, 1-2 a year. They weren't keen to fill a management
Yeah.
cadre, just 1 or 2 potential leaders who had the spirit of the country and would learn. So they at that time they were taking from Oxford and Cambridge mostly, because many of these Indians, went there.
Yeah.
The rest of them got to be about the time. And this time they thought they'd ask an Indian college also. St. Stephen's principal Sikha,
Yeah.
do you have anybody,
Right.
who you think is worthy of
Okay.
the Tata Administrative Service? So principal said, okay, I've got this person who I think is, he said so, very worthy of both the IS, and if you think your TS is a similar thing, he would be. But he wants to join the IS, he wants to serve the country. His impression is that business people look after their businesses, they don't serve the country. But anyway, they said, please could you ask him? So Mr. Sarkar, who was the principal of St. Stephen's, said to me, okay, have you ever been to Bombay?
Right.
So I came from a poorer family. I've been on scholarships through my school and in college also. I'd not been to South, I'd not been to the West. I'd seen a bit of the North, and I'd been to Calcutta once because I had some cousins there, but itna hi tha. So he said, they're going to pay first class.
Wow.
Okay, I put you up in the Taj Hotel there. I said, hey, for 1 week and 3 days you'll have interviews and with the whole thing. Go see the country, he said.
Sahi baat hai.
Take your history books in the train, because the trains used to take also 24 hours. Varna raat ko din mein, or the first class travel also.
Yeah.
You can read and stuff.
Yeah.
Khana bhi mil jayega. So I went on that lark.
Yeah.
So when I went there to the Tata Administrative Service interviews, I enjoyed the interviews immensely, because I knew firstly I wouldn't get in, क्योंकि ये तो Oxford, Cambridge के ऐसे लोगों को ले रहे हैं, मैं तो बेचारा scholarship वाला Indian हूँ यहाँ. They're very nice of them to consider me. So I was happy not to show myself off. Okay, वो compete कर रहे हैं. There are 8 other people in the thing, candidates, trying to shut each other up and stuff. मैं सबकी सुन रहा था. Occasionally, when someone would say, okay, what do you think? No, I'd heard everybody. So I'd say, I'm learning something very interesting. I never saw this point of view, But what I think is this.
Right.
Anyway, I got selected. I was the only person selected. None of the others were selected.
Wow.
So then they called me and they said, if at that time they didn't announce the decision to me, they said, if we select you for the Tata Administrative Service, would you accept the job? Because you've taken a lot of effort.
Right.
And if you select somebody and the person refuses, then we wasted time. We know, they said automatically on their own, okay, you want to join the IAS,
Right.
because you want to serve the country. Your principal has told us this.
Right.
You have the impression that Tatas do not serve the country.
Yeah.
But it's a business house. So they told me the story of Tatas right at the interview, me personally, that Jamshedji Tata built industries in India in the 19th century at a time when the British did not want India to have industries.
Correct.
Steel mill, textile mill in the middle of India, Nagpur and the cotton areas, hydroelectric, Bombay. They didn't want India to be industrialized. They wanted us to keep importing their industrial products. You see, the reason most people in St. Stephen's College at the time did not even go for interviews with Hindustan Lever or Metal Box, was they said, ye sab dabbe wale hain, they used to call them.
Right.
Ye to simple things they make and they sell them.
Sell it to the consumer.
And they're concerned about the profit of their enterprise and their own salaries.
Right.
And they were much better paid. IS would get 400 rupees, 450 rupees. These people were getting 800, 900 rupees starting salaries. Twice and more. Tata's gave me 750, 800. It was good.
Very good. Double.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have taken it for that, but I knew I could get 700, 900 also.
Right.
With the other people.
Right.
But I wanted to serve the country. So here was a lovely combination. I could serve the country and also earn a little more and propose to हमारी जो बहुत friend थी college में कि look, now I'm earning now, will you marry me?
पूछने वाला था.
हाँ, सब life बन गई. So that is why
So you got ma'am there?
No, not there.
I'll come on the other part. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the questions was so clear that he got a better reason to serve just being an IAS or IFS. It doesn't mean that you can serve the country in a better way. And he chose the task over the IAS just because he was loving subconsciously to make India free from the poverty by helping the company like Tata. So that's the decision he chose. Now, the one question is coming in my mind. So it happened like that something. Of course, I'll be coming in a task again because you must have interacted with JRD Tata or JRD Tata. You must have interacted directly with the JRD Tata. I love to have some glimpse of that conversation, but little part. This question I'm coming is that something I want to know your journey. In fact, I'm feeling so, I'm not getting a word in fact, happy that I'm sitting in front of the person who was born before independent India. That you were born in the British India, right? And you were born in Pakistan, today Lahore, right? Tell me exactly the suffering where the family went, how you came, and then what happened before you reached to St. Stephen's.
Yes, my family was my father. At the time of independence, he was 30 years old.
30 years.
30 years old.
He had his own business.
He had set up a business. It was very, very successful. It was a manufacturing industry, and he invented some products himself, and he was making them and selling them to the British Army, the Indian Army.
Yeah.
Wartime, there was a lot of procurement.
Right.
On the side, he had a great interest in producing things which his children could use. First a perambulator, then a tricycle. So he started his business on the side also. One was, the big industrial products and selling those. And the other was this, like a hobby maybe, but it was becoming very successful too. So the whole enterprise was very successful.
Wow.
Very successful. And at a very young age, like at 30, as I said, he had a huge house in which we had 2 cars and a tonga for my mother to go to the bazaar and buy, gardens with fruit trees. Very well at that age, because he did very well with his own enterprise. Now comes the partition of India. Lahore, there was some doubt whether Lahore would be on India side.
अच्छा उस समय it was था कि लाहौर इंडिया कब आएगा?
Yes. That boundary where the Pathankot, should be in Pakistan, and Lahore should be in India. Because the population of Pathankot clearly is more Muslim than Gurdaspur than Hindus. Whereas this was even.
Right.
Now Radcliffe, the man who came, we've heard the famous story. कहीं गया भी नहीं. जो भी numbers थे, the numbers I said were here seemed pretty even. Line कहीं बनानी थी. कि इधर भी हो सकती थी.
इधर भी हो सकती थी.
Go around, cut off Jammu and Pathankot, and then include Lahore.
Yeah.
So that areas would be with Pakistan and Lahore would be within India. So when it trade-off हुआ, the line was drawn. And last minute, this was within the last month, it became clear that Lahore would be on that side. So my father had remained there. His factory was there. He was living there. It was just fortuitous that my mother had gone to Shimla to stay with her relatives because she was expecting a third
child.
And she was, 8th or 9th month pregnant. 8th month pregnant. So वो गई थी हमारे दोनों child. So in that background, this whole Holocaust took place. Whole Holocaust. So my father was able to escape just with his own clothes on. That's all. Everything else he left there.
You must be very small, 3-4 years. You were born 1943.
All I could hear in the house in Shimla was the concern of my mother, the aunts, I hope he's safe, and no news would come.
Right.
Would he show up someday? वो यहाँ पहुँच जाएंगे, message आएगा. That was the atmosphere, and I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And
But you could have seen with the naked eyes all the trauma, killings, everything.
I'm saying, I myself was secure in Shimla.
Okay.
I didn't see it myself.
I didn't see that, sir.
I only heard of it.
Because you had come with your mother.
Yes, I only heard all of it. And when people tell the stories, they have to in a short time tell you the grimmest parts. So you hear the grimmest parts. There was blood, all the stories of the trains coming, I heard them all. At a very young age, it was a very great impression it made on me.
Trauma in your mind.
Yeah, that, how can people be so cruel to each other?
Cruel to each other.
How can they be so
And how many Hindus like you were there in other times? There?
No. Lahore was half Hindu and Sikh and half Muslims, of course. It was half and half. It was we were not minority. We were half and half. That's the point. And you say, what happened to my country? We were all one.
Yeah.
Muslims used to stay in our house, going to college. My grandfather would keep the young students from the Peshawar area. The family was from there. वो भेजते थे कि very bright thing, he's going to college in Lahore, कोई रहने की जगह नहीं है. They would live in our house. Like younger brother to my father, and my grandfather would make sure they were well looked after. We had nothing against Muslims. And they were very kind and nice to us too. I didn't see why people could get suddenly so violent and kill each other. And I heard then stories about, some of the Muslim friends we had, what had been done to them, whether by Hindus or Sikhs, I don't know. What felt very bad for them also. These कहानी तो सुन रहे थे, बहुत सुन रहे थे, बहुत हमको दुख हो रहा था. Their own relatives were coming back, having lost some close relative or their own limbs, or certainly my whole family had lost everything. I heard our bad side, but we heard also about the tough time the others also had.
That's true.
At our own hands.
Yes. Nature is there.
So it was this came to my growing up, my impressions about what I wanted to do. I wanted to build an India, help to build an India in which people could live together.
More of the people friendly. The first question is here again, because I don't want to miss out anything. When your dad left Pakistan, so he might be empty-handed?
He came completely empty-handed. Now he had
all the land and everything was gone? No compensation?
Much later. And that's part of the story. And it's worth me sharing that story with you. Yes, the government of India had a scheme to provide compensation, both sides.
Both sides.
Hindus left, so their land was seized by the government and properties and factories.
Was it seized by the company or seized by the country, or some people took it?
refugee property अभी भी हो रहा है.
हाँ.
ये नवाब के जो है कि family कह रही है कि it is our original property, we must get it back. That is what the government took on our side, the land of all the Muslims.
But taken by government?
Taken by a government.
Not by any other person?
No, other person was stopped from doing it because that was the rioting and No. It was done that way in a fairly orderly fashion. The attempt was to say, look, we are going to do this. We know Muslims have left this. We Hindus have left that. दोनों government लेंगी और एक दूसरे को compensate कर देंगी. Meaning what the Muslims have left, we'll give to the Hindus who
right.
And similarly on the other side. So that was it, but it takes time, you see, because to find out, make sure legally
relocation.
Okay, and then match कि ये really refugees है, and then okay, you can have this one, and so on and so forth. So in that time, this is from 1947, land to build his factory again, which was in Meerut district, Modi Nagar के बाहर एक छोटा गांव है गोविंदपुरी. He was given a piece of land to build his factory again, much smaller piece than he had there. But at least something to start with. But this was some years later. So in 1947, he came, as I said, with nothing. He had to earn quick, provide a home to his.
What your dad did here in India? Dad ने क्या किया इंडिया में survival के लिए?
That's what I say. So he looked around. Someone would employ him with his skills.
He became
so he had been a good creator of a large manufacturing enterprise. So वो ढूंढ रहे थे for the Nawab, because many of his people had left, you see.
Right.
The Nawab's own people had left. So he needed to have professional people, skilled people, doctors वगैरह into Rampur. So he found my father somehow got connected. तो उन्होंने नवाब को बोला कि appoint him the general manager of your Rampur engineering.
Wow.
He had built up this nice Rampur engineering works with all the facilities. It was running a bit. All his labor, managers left. Managers could afford to leave. His labor was still there, Muslim labor. But his foremen वगैरह जो Muslim थे, बड़े skilled लोग हैं, वो चले गए. So my father was given the job of being general manager. My father then found that there were some of his own foremen, Sikh foremen from his factory who had come and they were here and there. He contacted them, the word got out, he got them employed as the foremen and the supervisors of this factory. So he created a very nice enterprise with Muslims and Hindus and Sikhs. He created for the Nawab this terrific enterprise. But he had this one thing with the Nawab, that I'm doing this for you. I have to build my own enterprise. The government is going to give me land, and when it comes, I'm going to leave. It was an agreement.
Ownership.
So when the land was given by the government in Modi Nagar, my father left him, the Nawab, and said, start again. Now, when he was with the Nawab, he was earning a nice salary. We had a lovely, huge house outside the Nawab's palace ground. हमारा उनके सामने था. और भी थे कनक ऋषि वगैरह के, and lived very well. So during that period, come to my education, you're asking the story.
Yeah.
And there were no schools in Rampur.
Which school you went?
So there were no schools in Rampur.
Oh.
So there was only a madrasa next to the mosque.
Acha, mothers.
Because it was
Muslim area, na?
very traditional, and very backward too. So my mother went because I was only 4 years old.
Yeah.
4 years old. And I had to be put to a school nearby. She couldn't let me go.
Yeah.
And my brother was 2, not yet to go to school.
Right.
Chota tha, teesra to itna chota sa tha. So my mother...
You were the eldest.
I was the eldest, 4 years. Ajit, my younger brother, is 2 years younger, and Shakti is 4 years younger. So my mother decided to go to Delhi
Right.
to become an apprentice teacher in the Montessori school of Mrs. Gauba. So my mother sort of heard, and she requested this lady, I'll come and assist you, and you train me in the Montessori method, which is, for small children, very nice for play learning. It's the right way to learn. And I'll then start a school back in Rampur. Meanwhile, my son, can you give him a free admission? So that was it. I'll work for you. But
I'd give a free education.
So my first school was the Montessori school, Mrs. Gauba schools in Haley Road in Delhi. As soon as my mother finished her 1 year, we went back to Rampur.
Right.
Now I was 5 years old. My brother Ajit was 3. So, abhi 5 years, all children, neighbors' children, to my mother's school in our own house. 10, 15 children wanted a different education than the madrasa. And my mother said, but now I should go to a more regular school. Because, Montessori ke hota hai. So they found that in Nainital there was the convent school, St. Mary's Convent School.
Yeah.
At that time, it took some boys only for the junior classes, for, 6 years to 7 years.
Right.
And after that, it was only girls. So I got admitted there. At that time, my father was earning enough.
Yeah.
So he could pay for me to go to that school. Now, when he left the rubber factory to go to Modinagar, at that same time, the school also decided that they would not have boys at all because there was so much demand for the girls. So in any case, I couldn't have stayed on, but the point is, he couldn't have afforded it.
Right.
So I sat for the Government of India scholarship examination, public school examination, and I got admitted, full scholarship, Government of India, in a public school.
Okay.
And my father's friend, who was the ADC to General Karyappa, army mein the, my father's best friend.
Right.
Okay. So he said, okay, very good. You must send him to a good school.
Right.
Sanaur, Lawrence School, Sanaur, up in the hills, is the best school. All public school, free also. So I went to Sanaur on a government of its Lawrence School, Sanaur. And the school is very famous.
Okay.
Rudyard Kipling, Rudyard Kipling, he wrote this book, Kim.
Right.
So Kim was an orphan, orphan British boy.
Right.
And the people wanted to know, the other senior officers, what should we do with this boy? He was same age, 7, 8 years old. So kitab mein likha hai, well, send him to Sanaur and make a man of him.
Wow.
So my father's friend, who was in the army himself, he told my father, you are making a man, usko Sanaur vejiye, Doon school वगैरह छोड़ो, send him to Sanaur. So on a scholarship, I went to Sanaur.
Right.
I finished Sanaur, as I told you earlier. I think that I did very, very well. So I applied to St. Stephen's, वहाँ भी full scholarship मिल गई.
Wow.
So I was all this time on scholarships. My father, coming back to his story, he got this piece of land. It was very hard to start an enterprise.
Yeah, true.
Those days in India, we had no foreign exchange. We couldn't get steel. You needed to steel for a factory.
Tiny.
So you had to get licenses and quotas. And you were running to government offices in Lucknow. Please, mera quota bhi kar.
License Raj.
And so he used to say, I wish you would get into the IAS.
Right.
So you will sit on the other side of the table. You will sit on the other side of the table.
Then,
And you can solve problems of people like him.
Right.
So he gave me that aspiration.
Right.
That, I should serve the IAS because I'll be able to do good for the people of the country.
Right. What was your personal feeling when you first time met JRD Tata? Kya tha? Feeling kya tha? Because he's my hero.
First time meeting JRD Tata, I didn't meet him when I had the Tata Administrative Services. I had some other great Tata people. My first job when I was a confirmed
Yeah.
1 year later
Yeah.
was with Tata Steel.
Right.
Tata Steel's headquarters
In Bombay.
in Bombay.
Bombay, Tata House.
JRD Tata was chairman of Tata and
Yeah.
chairman of Tata Steel, the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
company. So his office, outside his office, was this little place where there were, open space with 7-8 desks,
Right.
on which officers of my rank sat
Right,
with
right.
4 levels down.
Right. That's it.
हाँ? हमारे सामने एक पैसेज था, खुला पैसेज, जिसमें जीआरडी टाटा जाते थे अपने ऑफिस में, जो बंद ग्लास शीशे के दरवाजे के पीछे था, उनके सेक्रेटरी वगैरह, वेरी नाइस प्लश ऑफिस, और हम बैठे, वेरी नाइस स्मार्ट ऑफिस,
Yeah.
पर हम खुली जगह में बैठे थे, 7-8 of us of the same rank.
Yeah.
I, being from the TES, was half the age of the others.
Yeah, that's
हम जल्दी
पहुंचे।
put you in a high rank. But the others were there too, बस हम बैठते थे. और थोड़े ग्लास विंडो के पीछे ये टाइपिस्ट्स,
Stenographer. Right.
and behind and around were little cabins for the more senior officers.
Yeah.
तो ये छोटा सा ऑफिस था ऐसे. तो हम, I got the place which was the last table nearest the passage. Naturally,
Oh.
okay, the others wanted a little quiet.
Right.
तो हमारे से दोनों senior थे, in same rank but earlier than me, older than me. So I had this here. So I would see JRD Tata pass by
Oh.
every day.
Every
He'd go
day.
for his lunch towards the dining room of the Tata directors and, look and say hello, amiable. Oh, you're new. That's my first encounter. Oh, I said, sir, yes. Maira. Oh, I heard it was a Maira because I was only one person for me.
Yeah.
Well, you're the Maira, right?
Yeah.
I said, yes. Must meet with you, Anyway, what are you doing now? That's what looking at. Oh, you're looking at what the steel industry is doing in the world? You must talk to me about it.
Yeah.
He was like that. मेरे को टाइम होता था वहाँ फाइल आती तो कुछ करना है, अगर फाइल नहीं आती तो हम क्या करेंगे?
Correct.
So I was spending my time reading all these journals on the steel industry of the world and steel कैसे बनती है, educating myself.
Yeah.
This was what the Tata Administrative Service had said. We don't want to find out what you know.
Right.
Because whatever you know is not what we are going to
Yeah,
need.
that's true.
You're going to need what is required in the job.
Yeah.
You must be a very good learner.
Yeah.
So they had in the interview of time tested this.
Yeah.
Okay, are you curious and how do you learn? They asked me, for example,
Yeah.
okay, what's your hobby?
Right.
So I said, I paint. I do some art. But you're a physics and all. I said, no, I always had an interest. And okay, so which school of art?
Right.
So I could talk about the schools of art. When did that school of art grow?
Right.
The modernist school.
Right.
So I read some of that. So, well, what's the distinction of that school and does it appeal to you?
Yeah.
So things which, I said I'm interested in and I have
Right.
done. Didn't matter. It was not part of my program.
Oh.
Nor are they going to ask me to paint anything.
Yeah.
But so that's what they said to me also, that we are looking for people who are curious and know how to educate themselves.
Yeah.
Because you are going to have to learn yourself for what you will need
Future.
to perform.
Yeah.
And which is the problem nowadays. We prepare people for particular careers,
Yeah.
their particular skills, vocational
Right.
skills.
Right.
There's no vocational skill like living to learn. It is a vocation.
Yeah.
That is what must be education about.
Yeah.
You must learn to live and live to learn. Okay? So I'm reading all this, he'll come. Now, my good encounter with him is like this. Now, he used to ask questions
Right.
at the meetings, and I would sometimes be invited to sit and listen and take notes.
Right.
और बड़े officer हैं. And generally, though, not even that. These big officers would have a meeting with him.
Yeah.
They would come out and tell us junior people, chairman wants to know this, chairman wants to know that. So in that, I was figuring out that JRD Tata had this question. Okay, the steel company, Tata Steel, the foundation, the big company of Tatas, is in a crisis.
Right.
Why? Of its own making.
Right.
When India became independent,
Right.
JRD Tata, Mr. Birla, all the big industrialists, they told the government of India,
Right.
okay, there is not enough financial resources in our country, even with the private sector, for us to build the big industries that India needs.
Yeah.
Government should
Support.
build, the foundations of our economy.
Yeah.
the commanding heights of foundations.
Yeah.
So all these industries were nationalized.
Right.
All future growth would be in the public sector, in the steel industry.
Yeah.
All future growth in the petroleum industry would be in the steel industry.
Petroleum,
industry.
public.
Public. So they were party of it because they had the interest of the nations in mind. That is JRD Tata. But it came to his own company now.
Right.
Now his own company, Tata Steel, was not being given permissions to expand. Because we would need to raise money.
Right.
And who would be able to get the money from the same development banks, and there'd be a shortage therefore.
Right.
And so we couldn't get the licenses to expand. And so our people, our senior managers, were very, very upset. They want to do big things. They want to build India.
That's a precedent.
We are not getting a chance to build India. Those people are building India. Many were leaving to join. So I heard all these dilemmas. So I began to think, okay, actually, why scale so necessary?
Yeah.
Why do you need to be big to compete?
Yeah.
So I was reading all this, and since you talk of strategy and Michael Porter, I figured out that markets are very diverse.
Very diverse, yeah.
If you take the steel industry market, a lot of the steel that is sold in tonnage is same standard. It has to be. So you can buy it from anybody. It's a commodity.
Yeah.
But as you go to produce like ball bearings or critical parts of automobiles, it's very special steel in small quantities. It requires smaller equipment to produce it.
That's true.
Because if you have a big furnace, you've got to fill it with a big amount, and that much you can't sell to anybody. So if you have small equipment, you can make it your competitive advantage.
That's very true.
Isn't it?
That's a competitive advantage, yeah.
So make smallness your competitive advantage.
Right.
And because we had small equipment, there were many of them, diversity. Our equipments had come over many generations. Tata Steel was an old company already at that time.
Right.
So some were, 50 years old technology, 30 years different technologies. So we had steel furnaces, we had old blast furnaces, we had different types of rolling mills.
Right.
All of these have some gun. They can do different things.
Yeah, different thing, yes.
So I said, good. We can make this a competitive advantage by being the first Indian company to produce high strength, low quantity steels. High quality steels.
Yeah.
And the margins there are much higher.
Yeah.
So on my own, I wrote a note. Okay, this should be the strategy of Tata Steel based on this research and this analysis. I gave it to my boss, Mr. Vaze, who used to go to the meetings with Mr. Tata. And he was a very good man. He also said, you like me, you're TS, you're supposed to be a good learner. What are you learning? Very nice man, but provoked me. So I said, I heard you saying that Mr. Tata is concerned everybody about what is going to happen to the future of Tata as we're losing our best people. The people who really know how to build India and to build steel. I've got a solution. So I had this 5-7 page note with some examples from elsewhere and some calculation. And he said, marvelous, I'm going to give it to Mr. Tata. And he sent a note to say, young Maira, what TS. He has prepared this note. Then Mr. Tata called me for an interview.
Wow.
Just he and me.
Right.
He said, how did you learn this? Why are you interested?
Right.
So I told him about building the country and Tatas have helped to build, and why should Tatas feel that they have no opportunity? And so he told me the thing which he told the Tata Administrative Service officers more than once. You asking me when I took a decision to join IES, what was the criteria? So he himself said, he said, Maira, people ask me when I have to take a tough decision, like this one. I have to think about what is good for Tatas.
Correct.
Yes, I'm the chairman and responsible
one nation
for the
first.
Tatas. But I always first think about what is good for India. And I know quite often there's a conflict. What is good for India may not be good for Tatas, but I will do what is good for India. That is why telling the government to build the steel industry in the public sector is good for India. Okay? But I always also wanted to see how could Tatas be also good and build India. And you've given me an answer. That is good for Tata's, our future, and very good for India also. So then he would quite often passing that way. So what are you now? What are you looking at now? That was very nice.
That's such a huge memory in your eyes. I can read it out. In fact, joke apart, a very lighter side, a question I'm asking here is this. You also used to look at that time, must be looking as handsome as he is. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं आप लोगों के कपड़े से कौन ज्यादा सुंदर दिख रहा है, कहाँ ज्यादा स्मार्ट दिख रहा है? लाइक ही वाज आल्सो हैंडसम लाइक यू, यू टू, हाइट आल्सो मस्ट बी द सेम, आपका ही हाइट
He
होगा,
was taller than me, and he had a
बट
straight,
बोथ ऑफ यू सेम फेयर एकदम, मतलब समथिंग लाइक दैट.
but he had a very statesman-like look.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk of the word handsome,
Yeah.
he had that statesman's-like look. He could hold himself anywhere.
Yeah.
Rudyard Kipling की किताब में
हाँ.
there's a poem. If there's one more stanza, if you can walk with kings,
Right.
and not lose the common touch,
Right.
that was JRD Tata. He could be, as he did, you know, prime ministers, presidents.
Yeah.
And he wore the same clothes, the same safari suit.
Yeah, same surprise.
And he would be with workers and common people, and he would be just himself. Just the same. He held his head the same way. He was humble with everybody.
The another question here is coming. In fact, I'm much fascinated because I had an opportunity to work with the Tata Power in Bhubaneswar. And in my book, I have written about this, is like all the input he has given about the Tatas. I have written very categorically like this. So Tata always fascinates every Indian, in fact, I personally believe. So, shoulder to shoulder, you must have worked with the Ratan Tata.
Yes, he's my same. He's 5 years older than me.
5 years older
He was
than
the same rank.
Same rank.
Yes. So we worked like close colleagues. Huh?
What was very special in him?
Humility.
Right?
Humility. That's right. And again, a story of him in that office I'm going to tell.
Yeah, still, I'm more interested in that because that's a learning.
Right. So I had told you I was in this open office.
Open office. I can visualize this. Open है, उधर केबिन है, इधर पैसेज है.
4-5 tables.
Right. Got it.
And Ratan Tata was transferred from Jamshedpur. He was a similar rank but working in the architecture division, their town office there. कि उसको अभी कुछ serious काम Tata office में करना चाहिए.
समझ गया. I got
Tata, and he's very good at it too. So he was transferred to Bombay. Now he's my same rank, me. And I and there were other gentlemen.
Right.
There was Mr. Gadgil.
Right.
We were now 3.
Right.
Senior to the 4 or 5 others.
Right.
I got promoted then well. Ratan came and Mr. Gadgil. तो बात ये है कि अब रतन टाटा को भी खुले ऑफिस में बिठाएंगे.
हाँ.
सबके साथ. So Mr. Jamshed Bhabha, who was the director of Tata Steel, whose office was outside this open space.
Right.
कॉरिडोर जाता था, उनका ऑफिस सब बिल्कुल बंद रहता था, बड़ा सा ऑफिस पीछे, उसका उनका चपरासी बैठा था सामने, एंड यू वॉक पास दिस थिंग, काउंटर था जिसके पीछे हम सब खुले बैठे हैं, और उधर चेयरमैन का बड़ा ग्लास डोर, उधर चपरासी है, अंदर जाओ. तो मिस्टर Jamshed Bhabha was the person who was responsible for all our art and architecture. So now Ratan had to come. Jamshed Bhabha was very keen about traditions and Tata name and वगैरह. तो रतन को हम बाहर नहीं बैठा सकते हैं.
अच्छा.
रतन ने कहा नहीं, I will sit outside. Arun is my seniority, and we were friends already. You see, I used to go to Jamshedpur. We used to go to his house. He knew my wife too, and so on. So he said, no, I am not going to sit in an office while he sits outside. So he said, no, unless Arun has. And then one more thing, I said, Mr. Gadgil, who was much senior to me, मेरे को promote कर दिया. I think I also won't sit unless Mr. Gadgil comes.
Right.
So now Mr. Bhabha has a dilemma. कि ये again Tata's philosophy should be you don't distinguish on the basis of family हो. तो रतन ने कह दिया कि unless Arun comes, I will not. Gets a cabin. I can't take a cabin. मैंने कहा unless Gadgil gets a cabin, I won't move. Let Ratan have one. Both of us will sit out.
So all of you got.
So Mr. Bhabha has a dilemma now. कि Tata values भी है ना, लेकिन Tata नाम भी है. तो तीनों को बिठाना है. और जगह इतनी छोड़ी है. To build 3 cabins in that little space, इतनी थोड़ी जगह रह जाएगी. क्या करेंगे हम? तो उन्होंने कहा अच्छा 3 cabin बनाएंगे. One after the other. And because it's a closed office, बताया ना कि outside this open space, there was the secretary's were that was closed behind which there were offices. It was like a dark hole, except with the lights on top.
Right.
Okay. तो अगर ये cabin बन गई, तीनों उन cabin में light कहाँ जाएगी? कैसे आएगी? और cabin बन भी गई ऊपर तक छोटी-छोटी लाइट आ गई, बाकी लोगों को और भी घुस जाएंगे, more darkness. तो आर्किटेक्चर उन्होंने कहा we build half cabins. At least they'll be different, half cabins बना देंगे. 1, 2, 3. तो जो पहली वाली थी, जो बिल्कुल पैसेज के साथ थी, उसमें सब ग्लास लगा था because they want to give the feeling of space.
Correct.
One cabin. उसके बाद दूसरी cabin जो थी, उसमें half glass और frosted cake,
no doubt, yeah.
और तीसरी वैसे. Now the question came, who should take what cabin?
Which cabin? That पूछने वाला था. ये question आएगा.
Okay, which cabin? So now the best cabin was probably the third one.
Third one.
Third one, because it was the most private.
Right.
The worst cabin, some might say, was the middle
First
one.
one. अच्छा, worst
Could be the middle one. But actually, it turned out the worst cabin was the one on the glass only, because you were in the public view. Anyway, we said, decide what is better or worse. Ratan said, no, Mr. Babas told me to take that cabin. No, it's going to be by draw of lots. So how many lots nikale? So Ratan got the middle cabin, not too bad. Mr. Gadgil got the best cabin, and I got this cabin. So मैं बैठा उस cabin में, and this cabin of course now got the glass completely here. मेरा table बिल्कुल साथ में है, मेरी files पड़ी हैं table के ऊपर. So this old lady, she was the director of the Tata Group in legal, Mrs. Kawas ji. वो lunch के बाद वो directors जाते थे, तो I heard her knocking. So I saw this big face next to me. She said, pointing to my thing, वो legal थी ना. What is all business strategy हम? So I came rushing out. I said, yes, ma'am. She says, don't you know you're not supposed to be exposing all these Tata things and all that? I said, but I've got this cabin. So she opened Mr. Bhava's door. Ekdam khol ke bola, Jamshed, how can you have officers of the company doing such, serious confidential work sitting like this? You got to cover all this place over here. फिर उन्होंने रतन टाटा को कंसल्ट किया जमशेद ने कि यू आर आल्सो एन आर्किटेक्ट सो ही देन डिजाइन्ड समथिंग एंड आई गॉट अ half frosted glass.
Half frosted.
And quite nice, it was fair. But Mrs. Kawas, she was a tall Parsi lady. She must be 60s also. I saw it very beautifully. I saw one day, this next day after the glass was put, this thing looking over, tuck, tuck, tuck. Then she came around, I can still see you.
This Parsis are very, very smart.
But Ratan was like that. I'm saying that was one thing about him, the humility.
Sir, एक चीज one thing. It's a very interesting question, in fact. That's of course. It was in the news and something that the Rusi Modi will become the chairman of the Tata Group, right? But the last moment he was not made, and Ratan Tata came into this. What was like? How it happened?
Oh, those are political times. The Tatas that Sumant Mulgaonkar, who was the vice chairman of the Tata Group,
right,
and had been chairman of Tata Steel also,
right,
and was still chairman of Tata Motors, Tata Telco,
right,
which was by then larger than Tata Steel.
Tata Steel.
So the largest Tata company was what the Sumant Mulgaonkar was chairman of, as well as he was vice chairman of the Tata Group. Naval Tata, who's Jamshedji Tata's half-brother, was deputy chairman of the Tata Group.
Okay.
But frankly, he wasn't involved in any of the serious enterprises of Tata. He used textiles mills, and Tata oil mills.
Right.
Businesses which are not the stars of Tata.
Right.
The other businesses like the steel business, our motor business, our chemicals business, power business, ये उनके पास नहीं थे.
Right.
Mr. Mulgaonkar had much more of a say in the Tata Consultant Services.
Right.
So Mr. Mulgaonkar was in his 80s, and so was JRD, about similar ages. So अभी time आया था, JRD had to retire, and Mulgaonkar could not be.
Right.
Also now taking as chairman.
Right.
So Rusi Modi had been made chairman of Tata Steel 4 years before.
Yeah.
Groom him.
Yeah.
So that's large company, Tata Tradition. वो बन जाएंगे chairman.
Right.
A group के. And he was a very good manager.
Very good manager.
Very good.
People man.
People manager. He relied on people, gave them their head. And so Rusi Modi was to be chairman.
Right.
Meanwhile, Naval Tata got very unhappy.
Right.
Okay. All this time, he was older than JRD by 1 year. That might have been a reason also not to make him chairman. Of course, the reason was that JRD had grown up as the chairman for 50 years.
Yeah.
And Naval came in later and became the chairman. So Naval said that my son at least you should make chairman. So Naval fought the case that he's the.
अच्छा उसमें केस भी हुआ था.
Case नहीं. Inside.
अच्छा inside हाँ.
कि Rusi is a Modi only and not a Tata. तो उसको छोड़ दो. Let's have a Tata name again. That's the background.
I got it. Now I got it. Let the Tata be the chairman of the Tata. So if it is
How
not.
can you have a Tata group without a Tata chairman? See, that came the problem when Ratan had to choose a successor.
Yeah.
Cyrus Mistry.
Cyrus Mistry, yeah.
And everyone said, what is this? Tatas are supposed to have a Tatas. अभी आ गए हैं आफ्टर साइरस मिस्त्री देन चंद्रशेखर, अभी नोएल टाटा बन गए हैं ना.
But Noel Tata is a son of him only, no? Tata, half brother son.
They all half. JRD Tata had no children.
No children at all.
Uh,
Jamshed C has two sons, and
Yeah, two
both of the
sons.
son had no children.
No, Durab, I think, had a son, but I don't know what about it. Yeah, you're right. Ratan did not have. Ratan Tata did not have children. His wife, Ratan Tata's wife, adopted Naval Tata.
Noel Tata, yes.
He was an orphan and so distantly related to
Yeah,
his family.
yeah.
She adopted him, Naval Tata.
Acha.
So therefore he became actually son of
Of course.
Ratan Tata,
Ratan
lineage,
Tata.
fully adopted. And Ratan
Noel Tata, son of Noel Tata.
Naval Tata, and then Ratan Tata in turn. No, I'm saying the senior Ratan Tata.
Senior Ratan Tata. Acha, I got it. Senior Ratan
So he
Tata.
became in the straight line, and Ratan Tata took the name of his grandfather.
Grandfather.
So,
Now coming to the point, in fact, in Tata, in fact, you spent how many years?
I was in Tata for 25 years.
25 years.
Yes, and that's a good story with Jamshed. I'm sorry, with
JRD Tata.
JRD Tata. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Because see, I was doing very well in Tata.
Right.
With the telco, I was doing very well. And Suman Mulgaonkar had, made me responsible for troubleshooting their international operations in Malaysia. Before that, Singapore. And therefore, JRD Tata also knew me at those times. And I
Same place you are sharing. So naturally, no, it's a vibes.
Then I was in Pune for a long time. And he encountered me there.
Yeah.
I looked after the Singapore projects.
Yes,
and so JRD Tata, heard what I'd done there and asked me.
काफी लोग तो सोचते होंगे कि आप भी पारसी हो.
This lovely story.
Yeah.
When I was in my induction, में हमको भेजते थे all the Tata companies. You had to go to their companies to see what they were doing.
Right.
So one of my induction periods was with Tata Oil Mills company.
Right.
Tomco. It was an old Parsi company, now Tata ran it and so on. So I'm sitting outside the office in the open thing, one table thing, one secretary was there, a Parsi lady, and there was this door with a cabin. And no one used to occupy the cabin. A different person would come in the morning, old Parsi gentleman. He would come and do something or the other, and he'd be given this nice Taj tea. Or cakes, pastries, and kulta. तो वो जाते थे दोपहर को एक और जना आता old Parsi man, and he'd go in there and so on. So I found out that they were retired people. They looked after them. Parsi retired people. And Tomco used to be known as Parsi Dharamshala.
Parsi company.
Parsi Dharamshala it was called.
Tata Oil Mills.
Not Parsi Dharamshala, the textile company in Tata Oil Mill. So this Parsi lady who was the younger secretary, she knew that I'm not a Parsi. So one day, one of these Parsi older men, new one came because जो पीछे था वो शायद इतने बूढ़े हो गए थे या उस दिन बीमार वगैरह थे एक हफ्ते के लिए दूसरे को बिठा दिया कि he came in the afternoon to have his tea and order something. So when he came in, and yes, you're right, I look very fair. So was he. So he said something to me in Gujarati. Of course, I stood up. I was standing up. So I just smiled at him, and he repeated and then angry. I said, sir, I'm sorry, I don't understand. He said, very proper English, you should be ashamed of yourself. Young man, you can't speak your own language. I said, sir, I speak Punjabi very well. वो इतने फ्लस्टर हो गए, वो अंदर गए, निकल के, he didn't have his tea. He went away. When the tea came, the secretary said to me, I think we'll share it. All the cakes and pastries.
Got it. Now we were talking about, in Tata Motors, you were the person behind. मैं हमेशा बोलता था, when I used to deliver lecture with strategy, I said, टाटा जब भी लाइट व्हीकल बनाने जाती है तो ट्रक बन के आ जाता है. से इंडिका से वो बनाने जाते हैं कंज्यूमर का व्हीकल, लेकिन वो बन के आता है ट्रक. So what transformation you made that the Tata came in the light consumer vehicle rather than the commercial one? क्या हुआ, कैसे किया?
So we were producing trucks and buses in Jamshedpur, which was with the aid of Daimler-Benz. They taught us. They were our technical partners and also shareholders in the company.
Correct.
Tata Engineering Locomotive Company. They were larger shareholders in the Tata Group. And they were the technical partners. And we had an arrangement with them that over 10 years, we will be progressively learning to produce more difficult things in the truck and the parts of the truck. And we keep paying them a royalty, a technical fee and a royalty. This arrangement that companies who were given licenses to produce trucks and buses which are required, or cars that are required, or aluminum that's required, or steel that is required, they would be given a license by the government for the reason that the capital couldn't be made scarce and lose itself in competition internally. The capital should stay focused on a few in that industry. So there were 5 companies licensed to produce trucks and buses in India.
Okay.
They chose good Indian companies who had a track record of having built some industry.
Yeah.
They got the licenses to produce trucks and buses. Because India needed wheels on trucks and buses.
Yeah.
That is what basic need for the economy and for the movement of people. Public transportation.
Correct, logistics.
The car war to baad mein aati hai.
Baad mein aati hai.
When they reach, you need that to get the country moving. So for the truck industry, bus industry, 5 licenses. Each was given on the same basis.
Right.
That we're giving you equal license, means the equal quantity you can produce, for which you get steel, raw materials imported, equal quantity. And you will have to, each of you, indigenize, means
Localized.
your production to 99% local content within 15 years. At the end of which, everything that is going to the truck should be made in India, either by you or by suppliers that you have chosen and developed.
OEMs and second.
Should be that way. So this was the basis on which Daimler-Benz joined with us. And it's just interesting history over the other there were 3 others actually. One was Hindustan Motors.
Right.
Given a license to produce trucks and buses. Also, they got a license for cars because of the history, for trucks and buses. Premier Automobiles produced cars here, but also a license for trucks and buses. And Ashok Leyland had for trucks and buses, and we had for trucks and buses. We had no car histories to us. We learned so fast with Daimler-Benz's help. And also the attitude of Mr. Mulgaonkar, Yusuf, that, friends, no one is smarter than us. It's only that they have learnt it before we have. So get them here, just tail them, learn them, insist that you want to do it. They'll fire you for who said that you could do it. Oh, Galti said, what is it? Just be eager to learn. This was it. You must make it like a learning factory. They are your teachers now, but they can't remain our teachers forever. We want to show them, हम भी करके दिखाएंगे आपको, हम अपने जैसे कर सकते हैं. So this was the truck story, trucks and buses. We, within 10 years, leave alone 15, were already making 98 to 99% of the truck and bus within India by us and by our suppliers who we'd brought in with their technologies from their partners. So that truck that was going out of our factory in Jamshedpur was 99% Indian. In India it was sold with the Tata T. सब जानते थे वो Tata truck, ठीक है? But Daimler-Benz was taking our made trucks, 99% India made trucks, putting a Daimler-Benz star in the front to export them as Daimler-Benz vehicles in Malaysia, Sri Lanka, in the Middle East, क्योंकि shipping distances were shorter. So हमने कहा, Mr. Mulgaonkar ने कहा, what is this? It's made in India by Indians, and you are advertising it and making your name. You want to establish our name. We will give up your technical agreement, because that is what's preventing us from
moving into that
putting our brand on our own products abroad. So over, but they said we won't give you any more technology. That we said we don't need. We already proven it. We don't need more technology. बिल्कुल, हम बना रहे 99 वो तो prove कर दिया. So that was the background then. So we came to setting up this factory in Pune. That in the Pune factory, Mr. Mulgaonkar said that we are going to build the factory from scratch, meaning we are going to have to build the Indians also.
Yeah, that's true. That's a key.
Managers who never done this, they may have learned how to make it. They've never learned how it was made. They don't know how the machine was made with which they can make it. How the tool was made, which you put onto the stamping press, and then you know how to work a stamping press. All the technology is in the hardware, the machine tools and the tools. That even Daimler-Benz wasn't making. It was getting from special suppliers. He said, for the reason of learning how to do it, we have to do it. More importantly, the government of India said, sorry, we can't give you foreign exchange to import any machines.
Then what happened?
We have to make it. वो भी करके दिखाया. So it came to this point that we knew the insides of technology, how to make parts for automobiles, trucks and buses could be similar, very similar to auto parts. We had that. Now, what should we do next? There was a big move that we should get into cars.
Right.
Suman Magaonkar said, wait a minute. Trucks and buses, commercial vehicles, what they want is robustness.
Right.
Yes, and reliability and durability. That's what the customer wants.
Yeah, that's it.
Car customers say comfort, fix and finishing.
Fix and finishing, looks and everything.
Fine. You don't understand that customer.
Yeah.
So don't jump into it without learning it.
Yeah.
We knew the Sardarji, as we used to call it, the India truck customer. He used to always say, "Ye naya koi design banaye hai, what does the Sardarji say about it?"
Achha.
And yes, you'd get a very fancy engineers with their PhDs doing tests and all. He said, no, I want the Sardar fellows to come and drive it, take it out, and they tell you, this is not all right. And you can teach them what you like and say, but you know, ये मैंने PhD किया metallurgy में ये क्या कह रहा है? Don't discover a new. No.
There
must be more theories in metallurgy.
They were dominant. Sardarji were dominant.
And then put it there. So that's it. We don't know the car customer yet. You can also make cars. And why was that required? Because Hindustan Motors and Premier Automobiles, they weren't even making the cars.
Yeah.
Truck तो वो तो
खत्म हो गए थे.
By the time we were given, the freedom to
produce
Daimler Benz, we Tata were already making 70% of the Indian market.
Yeah.
The government had kept increasing our license because if the country likes these trucks, you make them. Why should we restrict you from investing more and expanding more? Ashok Leyland was also doing quite well, so they got 33 that time.
Right.
Instead of 25%, 25%, हम 70 odd, they were almost
बाकी
30. दोनों ट्रक तो बंद हो गई थी.
जो टाटा का लोगो बना टी ए में लाइन नहीं टी ए ये एक कैसे आया वो चूंकि आप जब होंगे तभी आया होगा.
No, the T was there before.
T A without A there's no line in A.
No, there's just a T. Now today the one that you see is got a curve.
No, not that. I'm talking old truck wala.
The old T was a circle with a T in the middle. The old Daimler Benz is a circle with 3 prongs. And they very smartly 2 prongs को सीधे कर लिए.
अच्छा.
To become a straight line on top of the T. One we left there. So okay, that is 1 and 2. This was now 1 and straight. That's T.
Now continue. You were telling about that.
Yes. So where was I then?
Automobile, the car.
So he said, Magaonkar, the gentleman, he's telling our engineers, you're thinking big cockshot, बड़े हो गए हो, ये बना सकते हो, कार भी बना सकते हो, नहीं. पर उसी टाइम में कार की परमिशन आ ही नहीं रही थी. We wanting to tell the government बनाने दो, वो दिन बना रहे हैं. Meanwhile, the government said broadbanding, meaning at least in the commercial vehicle sector. We were allowed to make only trucks and buses with an 8-ton gross vehicle weight. So light vehicles जो थी, वो अभी भी Hindustan Motors or Premier Automobiles or
इन्हीं के पास नहीं है.
But when the economy advances, you want small towns want supplies, last mile delivery,
auxiliaries
train, trucks की सिर्फ delivery नहीं होनी चाहिए because the development is going inside. So now lighter commercial vehicles were required. पर हमारी license wasn't permitting us. तो हमने कहा कि हमको बनाने दो light commercial vehicle. While we were discussing with the government कि हमको क्यों नहीं बनाने देते हो, हम ट्रक बना रहे हैं, तो वो भी ट्रक ही है. कौन कहता ट्रक है, वो इतनी छोटी है, अलग है. अरे यार इतना क्या fine definition कर रहे हो? Let us make it. They had invited Japanese companies to make the light commercial vehicles in collaboration with Indian companies. Not with us.
Indian company,
Again, same formula that they had got for the whole industry. 4 Indian groups licensed to produce light commercial vehicles. They were also given permission to import the complete vehicle, assemble it, sell it, and progressively to then localize it like our formula. We weren't included in that, and we said, but why not us?
That's the point.
They said, no, because you will need to import and pay for the technology. Technology का हमारा foreign exchange budget इतना ही था for the royalties. वो दोनों 4 कंपनियों को दे दिया है. They will pay their partners, Japanese partners. We said, we don't want the technology. How can that be? How can you build to that standard without technology? So this took about a year and a half or 2 years. Meanwhile, those people had set up their assembly plants, started advertising, appointing dealers. Everyone wanted Japanese products. Who wants an Indian product?
Yeah.
Car में भी ये हुआ था. Who wants an Indian car?
Yeah.
So we said, please give us a chance. I mean, we've invested so much in building industry,
Yeah.
training people, R&D भी किया है. ये कैसी बात है कि in our own country you're stopping an Indian company from competing with a foreign company.
That's true.
ये तो उल्टी बात हो गई.
ये उल्टी बात है.
That really break the way the base. दुनिया आपको everyone laugh at you.
Laugh at you.
Stopping an Indian company from competing with foreign company in your own country.
Right.
What is all this? So they gave us a license. Very short time. Because, we had other people already had announced their
Product and all that.
Everything would be sold and, people are booking vehicles already. Okay, within a year and a half, our salespeople and marketing people, if you don't have a completely tested vehicle with the dealers, looking better, running better than the Japanese, they've taken over that market and that is the growing market. Like commercial vehicles sell many more units everywhere in the world and the very heavy ones. तो हमने कहा 1.5 साल में बना के दिखा देंगे. तो सबने कहा the Japanese take 4 years to make a new vehicle. Germans take 7 years. करके दिखाएंगे. We have to think of a different way of innovation. Different way of developing a product.
System and innovation.
If we keep following what they have taught us to do,
Right.
it will take as much time as them or longer. Let's rethink this. And that is where this thing that we've got such a variety of skills in our organization. And at every stage of the product development, different skills are required. Like first design. After design, every resource must do prototype. Only after prototype can you bring testing. Only after testing can you start tooling up. So it's a very linear chain, like a supply chain. One has to feed into the other. Now you have certain amount of resources for each of them.
Right.
So we said, look, we'll do something quite interesting. We'll say there are no production targets to be met.
Correct.
We got a collective target. Within 18 months, this whole enterprise, by redeploying itself, by each of us supporting the other ones when they're under pressure, we'll do it. So when the time comes after design, prototype has to be built. There's so many skilled, highly skilled craftsmen in the production side. Let the production people, let them go and say, all my skilled craftsmen are available to you to build the prototype. So whereas it would take other people about 7-8 months to build a prototype, a working prototype, we built 7 working prototypes within 1 month. Because all our master craftsmen
everybody has
and we were building our own, assembling and building our own CNC machines. Because we had done parallel, I told you the machine story, we were learning how to build machine. Tab CNC bhi aa gaya tha. We were the first company in this country to not just use the CNC machines, but to build the CNC machines. You don't know it, or you think of Tatas as making cars and trucks. But this is how it happened. So in that time, with the CNC machine, which is very flexible, you're going to change the part that you make every minute or every half an hour on it. And these skilled craftsmen, they just completed a thing. They told the designers, just show us the design. We'll figure out the methods. बना के दिखाएंगे, test करो फिर.
तो डेवलप हो गया ना, और क्या है, स्किल डेवलप हो गया.
But every stage was the same, you see. So within 18 months, we had working vehicles, not tested vehicles, available in the showrooms everywhere. And this is the story which is known to some abroad. They wrote about it, Business Week, that many years ago, Newsweek and Business Week. The only country in the world where the Japanese manufacturers, the big chaps, Toyota, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Mazda came and retreated, beaten by a local company. North America, where they still are so entrenched. Europe, where they still are putting duties against Japanese. हमने तो दिखा दिया वो Japanese भाग गए हमारी industry में. That when it came to cars, this is Sumant Mulgaon's point. He said, no, that's a different thing. But like you said, every product that we make has got that Tata magic.
Yes, machoism skill.
Our light commercial vehicle, as people said, not only looked better than the Japanese, it ran so much better. It was so much more durable, so much more economical. That is what a fellow uses a commercial vehicle for.
Correct.
He wants to make money from it. Not to show himself off.
Right. That's true. Now, another question is, so many, the strategy question has come. One is that from the lighter side. You got married when you must be in Tata's, right?
वो कहानी बड़ी अच्छी है.
हाँ, वो मुझे बताइए आप कहाँ मिले, कैसे मिले?
My wife was also in Delhi University. She was in Miranda House doing history.
Oh, अच्छा.
She's younger than me by 1 year only. But we had groups of friends. Social evenings करते थे वगैरह. So she was in the group from the girls and I was with the boys. So we were good friends. I mean, we were all good friends. I mean, there was no romance really, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And हमारा भी ऐसे नहीं था, but she's a very good friend and we were very good friends of each other. But as I was going out to work,
Right.
I said, पूरी दुनिया में किसके साथ रहूँगा?
अच्छा.
I said, I wish you would marry me. ऐसी बात थी.
आपने कहा उन्होंने कहा?
नहीं, मन में कहा मैंने.
अच्छा, मन में. अच्छा, ठीक है. Whispering, you know what this is.
I wish she would marry me and stuff. So, of course, she would be talking what her parents wanted her to do, and she was very bright and do. And every parent wants your daughter to get married to a good person who earns a lot. मैं सुन रहा था कि वो
Handsome, intelligent, well settled. कौन छोड़ेगा? Everybody is
कन्या
most
वरस्य
eligible.
रूपम माता वृतम पिता श्रुतम बांधवः कुलमिच्छन्ति. Girl wants a beautiful, handsome guy. Pita shrutam. The pita wants a learned fellow who will be, able to
Look after and give.
with dignity.
Yeah, dignity.
And the mother wants the wealth.
फिर क्या हुआ? What
Anyway,
happened?
so I'm saying that's it, exactly. So her parents and my parents also wanted to be sure that, I was earning well if I
Right.
were to
Yeah,
propose to
that's it.
anybody.
Yeah.
And her parents said anybody that she married, they better be sure. Now, I had just joined the Tatas.
Right.
I'm not even confirmed yet.
Right.
I mean, how could I go and tell her father that, or ask my father also to mission case, karo, first earn. But I was very keen that I don't lose this opportunity.
Okay.
So when my 1 year was over
Right.
with Tatas, and I was confirmed, I got the confirmation letter from Jamshed Baba, who called me in and said,
Yeah.
I was only one person in my batch anyway, so you had to call only
Just one.
person.
Yeah.
And told me, I said, very happy and you'll be happy and all. And what are your plans? So हमने सफा कह दिया उनको कि I want to propose to this girl,
Right.
okay? And you just told me that you want me to be posted in steel
Yeah.
office. जैसे मैंने बताया. कैसे हुआ था. So I was posted after that in the steel
Right.
office. But Bombay में जगह मिलती नहीं है रहने को. I mean, where will I live with her? And my salary is whatever it is, but we don't get any place to stay. I've heard that the steel house company के छोटे फ्लैट थे Marine Drive पे. But it took a long time, long waiting list, and they were quite egalitarian. You didn't have to be a senior guy, but line में खड़े हो जाओ. Some secretaries were living there, some
Big shots.
secretary of the company himself for Tata Steel was living up there and so on. So out of line, but he said, out of line, it can't be done. Himself saying. But he said, wait a minute. You want to
Marry.
live there, okay? There is one flat that's becoming vacant.
Okay.
It's on the ground floor. No one wants to live there because वो ground floor flat में जो driver है उनके कमरे दिए हैं for their families to live. Just outside where your door opens, inside the courtyard, it's a very small courtyard, driver का door भी खुलता है.
अच्छा.
और उसका कुछ है ही नहीं. वो उसकी वाइफ और बच्चों के साथ आपके दरवाजे के सामने बैठती है. That's why no one wants this flat.
Right.
So, but that's the one we can give you. I said, doesn't matter. My wife is also a simple person. We just want a place to live safely.
Correct.
दे दीजिए, ठीक है. But he said, that will have mean getting you out of line.
Right.
Because you have to give that chance to someone else also. एक और जना आ रहा है, अभी TS probationary है, अशोक मेहता उसका नाम था. और अशोक जी was a probationer at that time in the office. He was a tall, very loud mouthed, बड़े जोर से जोकिंग करते थे वो खुले ऑफिस में बैठ के. एंड एवरीवन यूज्ड टू फील कि इसके को पास नहीं रहना, दूर ही रहना. तो उसने कहा, जमशेदजी टाटा टेलिंग दिस, आई मीन मिस्टर जे बाबा टेलिंग मी द स्टोरी, आई मीन टेलिंग मी द प्लान. ही सेड, देखो, आई थिंक वी आर शॉर्ट ऑफ अकोमोडेशन इन बॉम्बे, isn't it?
Right.
And I think that Ashok Mehta is a good guy, isn't he? So he was with me in St. Stephen's doing physics. He was my partner in physics practical.
Okay.
I said, yes, he's a very good guy. Good guy? Yes, he's a good guy. And looking at me, don't contradict me. Good guy. We should have him in Tata Steel. Yes, you know him. Yes. And we need him in Bombay. We need more people here. Yes. Okay, now he's going to have a problem of accommodation, right?
Right.
Yes. I think the idea is, we'll give the flat jointly to both of you.
Then what happened? Then what happened?
No. So I looked at him. So he looked at me with this cute smile of his. He says, see, I'm going to put it out on the list.
Right.
That we want these 2 TS people to be given the flat.
Right.
Myra, they know and they like you and stuff.
Right.
But it's going to be with 2. Ashok Mehta also.
Right.
Okay? If anyone else is willing to share the flat with Ashok Mehta,
Right.
he can have it.
Right.
Okay? And I'm going to put it out like that.
Right.
And it's going to be official.
Right.
I'm going to call each of the applicants in, and you're going to come in and answer, and my secretary will be sitting there and say yes or no, because it's
Right.
public. And I'm going to call you, and don't hesitate. You're going to say yes.
Yes.
Okay? So I said, okay. I went out. So Ashok Mehta, so Baba called him to make sure everybody thought the story was kosher. कि ये तुमको फ्लैट मिल रहा है, तुम पोस्ट हो रहे हो यहाँ. Firstly, people were very upset. Who decided so quickly that he's going to be posted in Tata Steel?
अच्छा.
He's just started his probation. बात हो रही है. And so anyway, and also on top of that, that during his probation year, he's going to be hosted in this part with me. They were very upset. Ki, what is all changing the rules and sub gadbad, but Mr. Baba made the point, we need good people.
Yes. Yeah.
So, kya hai, no? Ho gaya. So when I called him, I told, and he looked at me that I hope I didn't even show unhappiness to the secretary.
Yeah.
I showed enthusiasm. I said, oh yes, I know Ashok and so on. Okay. Then Ashok was called in. He said, Ashok, you are going to be posted in Tata Steel. Firstly, Tata Steel was very desired, the most desired company to be posted.
Yeah. Tata
So the
Steel.
probation at that time, if you got posted in Tata Steel, then you made it. Other companies was second or third best, including Telco, Tata Motors.
Including that.
The Telco. So Tata Steel, I was therefore very privileged.
Yeah.
So he said, already he's decided. Hey. And then he told him, and also we've taken care of your accommodation because it's very hard. You're going to share a flat with Arun Maira. Do you mind sharing with him? He said, no, I love him and stuff. And he comes jumping out. And he says to me, he used to call me Nath Ji. My middle name is Nath. Call him say. Sir, Nath Ji, Zindagi बढ़ गई. We are so happy you and I are going to be living together. So out in the public, I didn't want to say so, but they were looking at me to say, do you look happy or not? I looked unhappy. Because, I should look unhappy, but I've been forced to do it. So हमारे साथ गए. Let's go and see it this evening. Very tiny place it was. It had 3 tiny rooms, very small. And one kitchen, nice. The living room, half the size of this, just half the size.
यही होता है यार.
And just one WC and one shower area. Plus, ये था. All of them were small like that, except the top one. And the driver had something much smaller. So Ashok comes in. He said, so which is going to be my room?
That's
Then I told him the story. I said, Ashok, my friend, you are not going to live here. You could go back and ask Mr. Baba. He said, no, but he looked so honest. Yes. Hey, I've been fooled and all. Anyway, he said, why? I said, then I told Ashok. You see, I told Mr. Baba I'm going to get engaged to Shama.
Right.
He knew Shama also, my wife.
Right.
He said, hey, congratulations. Then I'm definitely not going to come in your way. I'm definitely not going to come here. I'm going to tell Mr. Baba, what about the flat? That I don't want to be posted in Bombay the first year, I want to go somewhere.
Destiny. So, in fact, in Delhi, आप लोग कहाँ मिलते थे? कभी because my office is just nearby Miranda House. Just nearby Miranda House.
I was doing physics honors, so the cafe है just outside Miranda House. The university cafe.
हाँ है ना? अभी
वहाँ लोग
पटेल चेस्ट के पास.
Huh?
पटेल चेस्ट के पास.
I don't know. It's just opposite the gate of Miranda House.
हाँ, the Patel chest.
Yes.
Still there.
So into the university cafe, girls who were staying back or from the hostel were also doing arts subject.
Was supposed to tell.
Would go there. And the boys who were doing arts subject at the time and had the money and felt they were handsome, they would show up there. So back you pay something for the girl or generally paid for it themselves.
Right.
होता था. हमारे पास तो टाइम ही नहीं था. Then across the ridge on Rajpur Road, there was a society, the Quaker Society. Quakers होते हैं ना, they're very peace-loving people from Europe who are now in America, who make people say that you must care for your community. Always do social work for the most needy people in the community. So the Quakers had started this center for getting the university students involved to start doing work in the poor areas, in the slums, in going to the orphanage, the remand home for juveniles, which is near the university, and so on. Meet with very poor people, help them in their lives. This is the Quaker philosophy. So हमको ट्रैक करना था ट्रैक कैसे करेंगे who wants to go and be told about how to do good work
Yeah, yeah.
so they said we will also give little tea in the evening some western cookies वगैरह we
Yeah,
will
yeah,
give.
yeah.
or we teach you people dancing
Oh,
uh, different dancing
Yeah.
square dancing Charleston dancing
yeah,
जिसके साथ if you learn how to dance and at a party with girls
Yeah.
you would be the most attractive
yeah,
this was the attraction for us boys okay the nice girls would also come
yeah,
they might have been coming with a good heart
Yeah,
to
yeah.
learn how to do
Yes,
these good
yes,
things like my wife like my present wife वो भी आती थी but she was not doing it to learn how to dance
Yeah.
she was learning because it's a good thing to
सही हो
her
रहा है.
good girls many were like that हम लड़के तो good work क्या है
ठीक है.
the spirit of the place was very nice so that's where I met my friend
Yeah.
we became friends all of us the atmosphere in which we met was this
yeah,
and then we would go together to the remand home
yeah,
where the girls would have a little girl
yeah,
who would be they would adopt them adopt a big brother program big sister program जो अमेरिका से आया था so they would be big sister to somebody we'd be big brother to something we'd spend an hour each of us talking to our little brother or little sister and from there we would short distance walk back together compare notes
yeah.
what is this world like and we got to know each other also so that's where the nature of the friendship so that is how
I understood engaged with the dance, then helping people, identifying, and all these things happened, right? In fact, I was more asking question with Delhi University because every time I cross, so I find like this is. And you were the.
Miranda House
Yeah.
देखो हम सेंट स्टीफन में जब थे तो लड़कियां नहीं थी
हाँ.
there used to be no girls in the college
Yeah, yeah.
it was only boys
Miranda में था खालसा के just आगे पीछे सामने.
so Miranda was only girls and
Only
still
girls.
only girls
हाँ.
and very attractive girls in
Very
Miranda and
Modern.
very handsome boys like you say so we used to put up plays together
Right.
like any play would have some girl characters and
Yeah.
male characters so for an hour plays we'd get the girls to act
Right.
the girls' parts. And the St. Stephen's College plays were Delhi famous. Very well done, very well acted. So the, what do you call the establishment, big shots would be invited
Yeah,
to shows.
big shots.
Ticket बेचते थे वगैरह. And so that's where we would also be able to, girls and boys, be together. So I used to act in plays also.
Oh.
Yes, so then the good attractive girls or girls. So I did do a fair amount of debating वगैरह maybe girls would come to the
She was not jealous.
No, she's a lovely, lovely person.
When did you have your first kid?
Daughter Sunaina was born when we were in Bombay, living in Bombay.
Right.
1969. So we've been married only 4 years or something.
4-5 years.
There's a crisis in my family.
Okay.
My daughter, who we just referred to, she was studying in Harvard. She got
Right.
a full scholarship herself.
Okay.
Was there. And she became very unwell.
Oh.
With some mysterious sort of thing that she couldn't digest any food. So while Harvard Medical School वगैरह में they were treating her, they couldn't figure it out. She came for her holidays after that first year to Bombay. We got the best doctors, which Mrs. Mulgankar was able to get all the best doctors of Bombay, and could be India therefore, and check her up. And they said, look, we don't know what is bothering her.
Oh.
Mentally was coming top of the class and all there too, and she wants to be there.
Oh.
And whatever's physically happening to her, no one can cure it.
Yeah.
So best is that you let her flourish as long as she can.
Okay.
She wants to go back. The mother said, then I have to go. I mean, someone has to be with her.
Yeah.
So I'll go. For those years, we couldn't employ anybody outside. Tata's couldn't because still there's foreign exchange controls, and they had this job in New York of director of Tata's in New York. Who would do what? Receive senior people from Tata's and take them to meetings together.
Yeah.
He said, Mr. JRD Tata telling me that, I know that your wife has to go and you should go.
Oh.
And what he said was this. He said, Myra, we will miss you. Yeah, really, because you've grown up with us and we're looking to big things
Yeah.
from you and with you. But your wife, and more than that, your daughter needs you.
It's you more.
Your daughter has only one father.
Yeah, we have.
She now needs a father. We can find more Myras. He said, I know it's going to hurt your ego. And this was the lesson he gave. Like you said, if I was you, he said, frankly, I don't have children myself. But
I would have done
if
the
I
same
was
thing.
you, I would do my duty as a father now. And Myra, go there to learn something. Yes, I can't give you any job because of no use. You learn nothing as being a resident director of Tata's in New York. You know, receiving people and making sure they meet with other senior people there. Find a consulting company to work with. Because a consulting company, you learn a lot. Helping others to learn. And he said, he was, JRD Tata was, science in India. Nehru relied on him. This whole science policy of India, JRD Tata and Homi Bhabha, also a Parsi, very good friend of JRD's, they developed the science policy along with a few others in India. And he said we had a consulting company then called Arthur D. Little. They were our consultants to develop the science policy program of
You're
India.
talking about Arthur D. Little.
Arthur
So
D.
you joined Arthur D. Little before BCG?
Of course.
Oh, acha.
Most of what I learned in Arthur D. Little, frankly, because the sort of company it was.
Yeah,
JRD Tata said, it's a company which understands the aspirations of people, what they want to do with science. And it helps us then the program by which we can learn the science that we need and how to learn it also. This is what they help, learning science, applying science.
I'll take just a second. Why this Arthur D. Little is making me excited? Because when I was teaching strategy for CA students, Arthur D. Little concept like this is teaching how to use science in the business. The concept was that.
Exactly.
Then
Arthur D. Little was founded as a department within MIT. It still is.
Oh.
There's a foundation. The Arthur D. Little Foundation is called by the name of the road on which it is. Foundation. That foundation's office is in MIT.
Oh.
Okay.
Within the campus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that foundation is the shareholder of Arthur Little. Unlike other consulting companies where the partners are the shareholders and they make the money for themselves. So you get it? Okay. It's like a Tata philosophy.
Exciting, yeah.
Okay. So, why did the MIT decide to make a consulting operation? Because they said there's no point in having science if the people cannot benefit from it. The benefits from science for the people are produced by industry.
Wow, superb.
So, to help entrepreneurs in industry to use emerging science, convert it into products and production processes. This is the consulting we will provide. So you can see how similar it is to what India needed. That's
strategy, innovation, transformation.
You go there, and he said, if it's of any worth, they want a reference, you can give my name. So I applied. Fortunately, one of the people there who was a senior vice president
in Arthur D. Little
had worked as a some manager research in our engineering research center when I was the resident director. He was my age, but I was already this. And so he and I were friends, personal friends, same age. His wife, American lady, became quite friendly with my wife. My wife was helping her to get acclimatized and so on. So he was there, the senior vice president. When I applied, I asked him, JRD suggested I do this. He says, great thing. You don't even need to give his reference, I'll give that. I mean, the JRD dikha hai. So the company took me. They normally would not take a person who was already in his late 40s, the mid 40s, and whose experience is running companies in India. What would an American automobile company expect to learn from the general manager or the director of an Indian company? I'm talking 1989. India is a backward place. They know nothing about
technology, systems, innovations, nothing.
But this gentleman, Mr. Naik, who is Dr. Naik, the one who was in telco, he said, look, what you know, what Mulgaonkar has taught you and us, is how to build an enterprise where the people are the power. And Americans need to learn that. So we'll build a consulting practice in America with you, around you, on how to create large, high-performing organizations, the strength of which is their assets, their appreciating assets, appreciating in values, people who they learn, the machines that they depreciate, the buildings that they depreciate, They count them as assets, but they don't improve their own value.
Yeah.
They show people not even in the balance sheet as assets.
Yeah.
There's a cost here.
Yeah.
That comes back to the question you started with.
Yeah.
What is happening in Gurgaon? We've learned this whole thing from modern capitalist ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, you must run an enterprise to produce a profit and use only the resources that you need in that year.
Yeah.
Don't keep them on. They're baggage after that.
Yeah.
You're obliged
Distribute
to
to the
keep
society,
your
people,
machines
employee,
because you can't sell them so quickly.
Yeah.
So you're obliged to keep those things, like not running all the time, but you have to keep them, keep depreciating them. Human beings you can let go.
Yeah.
You're not obliged to keep them. Go. बाहर जाके और काम ढूंढो. So we got this culture that the government is responsible for the well-being and the social welfare and for creating employment for people. We industry are not. This is what has changed all, I'm saying, since the tripartite negotiation days. This attitude of both the industry as well as the government, that ease of doing business is more important than the ease of living and the ease of working and ease of earning of the workers. You see?
Yeah.
This is not Tata's philosophy. This is not my philosophy. And so when I was with the American companies, I got very good success. Mexican companies like Cimex, who said, look, our only assets are our people
human.
and all. But we are going to show the Americans in NAFTA when they joined, but they said it's one market. Now big American companies can come and take over our Mexican market, cement and everything.
Yeah.
We were the biggest cement company in Mexico. We are, they said, and they still are, company in Mexico. We want to take over the American market and the world market. Can you help? My colleagues in Arthur D. Little, please come and make us into a much faster learning organization in which Zambrano, the chief executive, said, I don't want to know what's happening with the grey powder in the plants, that is the cement. Don't tell me the technology. I want to know what's happening in the grey matter in my own workers' minds and brains. That, when that is excited, when that is enabled, we'll build the world-class cement company, and they did.
Yeah. So Arthur did little like it was like in consulting, it was the first company and you contributed a lot.
I have written some books.
Yeah, which one?
Look at Solutions Factory.
A Solution
I've been
Factory.
talking so many stories which are Tata, which are in the learning factory, including my encounters with JRD.
Right.
We're talking about consulting.
Yeah.
I was invited to write that book by Penguin.
Achha, this
People like to hear stories, personal stories, just like you do.
Correct.
So all that you are otherwise giving gyan and strategy and organization.
समझ गया.
You can just put it out through stories. It comes out best. So put a book of stories. So that's all my stories from Tata days, my encounter with JRD, Rusi Modi, Sumitomo.
So here like all the stories are there.
Tata. What I learned from its title, padho.
The learning factory. How the leaders of the Tata became the nation builders. Wow.
How the leaders of Tata became
the nation builders. That's
what people want to know and what you want to know.
Yeah.
The second one then, they said that book did very well.
Yeah.
You, after that next phase in your career from being with Tata's 25 years, you've been in consulting then for 20 years. 10 years with Arthur D. Little.
And then BCG.
And 10 years with BCG. What is it you learned as a consultant? Which you
Give it to
can
me.
teach other people? It's called Solutions Factory, and you can read. These are also stories.
The consultant's handbook for the problem solving. Wow. This is the BCG as well as Arthur D. Little.
Mostly Arthur D. Little and BCG.
And BCG.
And you notice the change. Because you find all these ideas of scale, ideas of shareholder value, which is more BCG, McKinsey.
अच्छा सर एक चीज
वो स्ट्रेटजी उसको कहते हैं.
हाँ.
जो दूसरी बातें कहते हैं पर्सनल वगैरह, ये स्ट्रेटजी की क्या बात है?
हाँ.
नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ पर्सनल मैनेजमेंट में मैं बात कर रहा था. That is what people like. I said the strategy is your people, they are your assets. If you can nurture them, if you can build them, they will build your enterprise.
अच्छा सर एक बात बताइए, जब भी मैं BCG पढ़ाया, मैंने बहुत पढ़ाया है बॉस्टन कंसल्टिंग ग्रुप में, तो हम क्या पढ़ाते थे? लाइक कैश काउ, स्टार, क्वेश्चन मार्क और कैट एंड डॉग. लाइक on the x-axis go for the relative market share, on the y-axis go for the market growth rate. हम यही पढ़ाते थे. Is it really used in the BCG every time?
Very much. Not well. Porter's framework and BCG's framework are the same. You divide things into very neat and categorize them. Please. Both are the same. That's why Porter's very eminent in strategy and BCG is also
American.
Please get it. If you look at the history of strategy itself, from Chanakya's time, he had a strategy. India had and his people had very little resource. to fight a mighty empire which
yeah,
controlled our resources and could bring in lots of resources.
yeah.
You need a strategy for this.
Yeah, that's true. Now, sir, one thing. Then, what happened to your daughter?
Oh, yes. So my daughter, my wife went, and so we got with other little nice. We could live in the Boston area, which was very nice too, because she was in Harvard, it's down the road. A doctor of the Harvard Medical School, Dr. Emeritus, Brother Emeritus. So they come in, these senior people occasionally to just have a chat, and people give them a difficult case. So he was told, his doctor, the Harvard School, we had this chat, and we thought that this person had some tropical bug. That is why she couldn't digest and take it. So हमने कहा, tropical bug, we know a lot, but in India they probably know more. So we sent her to India, but she's come back, and there doesn't seem to be any solution yet. So look at his analysis. He said a child's body, a baby's body learns to digest foods. He started with mother's milk, little solid food, keep adding. It is learning how to digest more complicated foods. Something has triggered in a system, her body's forgotten how to digest. So, and she by instinct, my daughter used to go to the grocery store in college and buy these, baby food, choti botlein milti hai, which had some yogurt and something, and take those. That's what she was surviving on mostly. So he told my wife, and that what you're going to do is just gradually keep adding foods to her. She's living in the hostel. You make sure, these are all packed things, that she has enough of them, and that she hides them. And after 2 weeks, add a little more, baby solid food. And my goodness, her system learned, her body was learning while her mind was learning. That's a complete human being. Complete. She's very well. And she went into do a PhD, figured out her own subject. She did a PhD in the School of Education, but she got 3 advisors. One from the School of Anthropology, one from the School of Social Sciences, one from the School of Education, because she said education is sociality, social learning, and society's learning, anthropology. And therefore you can't become a great educator unless you understand everything around the person that is also learning, in which the person is learning. And then she wrote some beautiful books.
Which book?
Her first one is called Contours of the Heart. Contours of the Heart. Desis in the House. For young people should read this. Talking of music and stuff. Contours of the Heart. Your contours of the heart are shaped how? मैं कौन हूँ,
कहाँ हूँ, कैसे हूँ, क्या कर रहा हूँ,
कौन मेरे ख्याल करते हैं, your identity. How does the identity of your heart form? So she's written this book, which was her PhD thesis. Someone asked her to publish it. Lovely book. After which, Desis in the House. She was invited, now this is an interesting story. She was invited again by a foundation in New York. I forget the name of it. We're very interested in how young people, the new culture that is of different sorts of music. At that time, Indian music, Bhangra music and all was becoming quite popular in the US, New York nightclubs. These young people who come there, they're all Indians. They are the ones who come to celebrate. And then others, Americans, and all join them. So just what is going on in the minds of these people? How do they connect with each other? She wrote a book on that too. Desis in the House. That links to the first one, where Desis in the House was, I think, the title of the first or second, I can't remember, where she's found that young girls who were in college, Indian girls, in Wellesley College, where she was for the first in Harvard, daughters of Indians who are Americans now, who sent their girls to this college, and their sons also, who went to colleges in Harvard at the same time. They were giving their sons more freedom. Party karo. Yes. Get on, be like a man. And the girls who earlier they were encouraging them in school, now certainly when these girls are, getting 17, 18 years old, older parents who were living with them are from India saying, लड़की का ख्याल कर रहे हो, बिगड़ तो नहीं रही है. And then they were telling the girls, no, you can't go out with the other girls. And these girls would feel odd. The American girls would say, अरे you little pipsqueak, you don't want to come out with us to the party in Harvard Square, there are going to be a lot of boys.
Wow.
So she was observing all this.
She wrote in the book.
So she wrote this book.
Fantastic.
Countries of the Heart.
Fantastic. अच्छा सटीक पर बताइए, when did you get a call?
This is in the house.
This is in the house. This is in the. The name is amazing. This is in the house is amazing name. It's resonating, in fact, with the purpose of the book, isn't it?
Yes,
the title itself explaining everything.
Exactly.
In fact, what is there inside, right? Yes. Now, when did you get a call from PM office to become the member of Planning Commission?
Yeah, so that's my career goes on. I finished my BCG
Right.
voluntarily. I was 65 and I said that अभी chairman रहने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. They're like,
You were chairman India, chairman global.
no, not global.
Chairman.
They never had chairman of countries before.
अच्छा,
I used to
ठीक
be a chairman
Got
global.
chairman.
When I had done my daughter had got rehab. We went to America so that she could get well, and she got married also. My son also came along with us. He went to college there, and he also was settled. So 10 years passed, and well, I was feeling that I could go back, but I was doing very, very well there.
Yeah.
In America. I must tell you this story about why I came back to India. Then Harman Mohan's
right.
They're linked, actually. So I was in my last year of consulting, that of my 10 years, I was doing a fair amount of consulting with leadership groups about imagining what the world is going to be, or thinking very scientifically that these forces, the world can be either like this or like that, with the discontinuities. But what do we want to be in that world? So what is you aspire to be, you have to be very clear about. Otherwise, like Michael Porter, suit yourself to the conditions. It's not the external thing that you have to understand. What you want to be will drive your passion to, in spite of difficulties, to stay on your course.
Correct.
And then take advantage of whatever is available. And begin to shape the world also around what you want. So when I was there, my last year, I was presenting. There was a master class, it was called, of the best of the strategy people from America and Europe in organizations. This was in Boston only, in Waltham, who were known for this whole way of aspirational leadership and organizational transformation. So they were using systems thinking, scenario building. That's starting tool that you need. So they've chosen out of people who've done actual work, and it had to be actual work, 4 people to make a presentation to the rest of the 20 people invited, also high-class consultants, master class. None of us claimed to be the master, but we were told that whatever you've done, we'd like to listen to you and ask you questions. You did that was very different to what I would do it. Why? It was good learning. Why? So the first person to present was an American. And he'd done some great work with some big American multinational. Using these same tools, scenario building, systems thinking, leadership building tools. And being American, his presentation was jazzy. The size of the company he was talking about was very big. Or American we have. Then came to Europeans, also very large companies, and very technology very sharp. But clearly he was still feeling that, I'm the best. It wasn't supposed to be.
I got it.
But they must have. Asking questions and putting the poor Europeans on the spot, but they could hold their own. And I was the 4th, the only Asian there. So I got up. My story was Bharat Petroleum Corporation, which is in
this book, The Solution Factor.
Book and some earlier book, but this one definitely. Where we were getting into the public sector. We were getting the public sector to compete with the private sector in every industry. There was the opening up of the markets in 1991. So steel also, private sector was now allowed. Everything, automobiles, private sector, foreign companies, everything, open the market. And the petroleum companies were told, they were national companies, publicly owned, for a good reason, because petroleum is an asset.
Asset for the nation.
But we were being told by World Bank and Vagera, all the public sector is a bad idea, you see. That's the thing. You still have a state in your economy. You got to disband your public sector. Abhi bhi chal raha hai. Disinvestment, get rid of your public sector. But our public sector companies are strategically necessary. By the way, they were very high performing companies also. And fortunately, We had a very good secretary
Yeah.
for petroleum, Vijay Kelkar,
Ah.
nationalist also.
Oh.
तो उन्होंने उनको चैलेंज दिया 4 कंपनीज को, look, I'll give you 2 years time or 3 years, during which on stock market valuations you've got to perform better than private companies. The rest of it don't change
Oh.
because that is India.
Yeah.
And stock market valuations means your target is that plus this. Your scorecard is a more complete scorecard. Learn how to do that. And I'm going to pay $1 million to each of those days. $1 million
Yeah.
for consultants for
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
to each of you from the government.
Yeah.
With which means government will be your money, but they used to control the companies. You can spend $1 million of your budget on consulting, provided you get a consultant who can help you with this and you have confidence in that consultant. Means it's your decision.
Oh.
So Mr. Sundarajan
Ah.
chose Arthur D. Little and Innovation Associates, which is a company which I had helped Arthur D. Little Innovation Associates to become one. So Innovation Associates is about leadership building, is about future thinking. Its tools of strategy are very different to Porter's and BCG's and McKinsey's, yes.
Yeah.
So they were strategy thinkers using systems thinking in scenarios and realizing that strategy is built in the minds of people, their commitment to a strategy. Therefore, what do you care about? Will you be a leader of this new organization? That was Innovation Associates. Arthur D. Little had all the technology, understanding of the future in terms of technology. What a powerful combination. The two of these companies were consulting with NASA. When NASA was going through its turmoil, that budgets are being cut. Arthur D. Little was helping NASA to consult on what technologies. And Innovation Associates, how the leadership of NASA, which was so proud that it built so much for the USA, man on the moon वगैरह, अब हमको भी छोड़ रहे हैं कि बजट नहीं है. You still want to build something great and make America great again. And here, so 2 companies, but separately. NASA said ये बड़ा confusing हो रहा है. At least part of the same thing.
सही बात है.
हमको एक ही से काम करना है.
एक ही से काम करना
बात
है.
करना है. तो दोनों ने कहा अच्छा ढूंढना है पर कौन हमको would be our boss. They both chose me to be the CEO of this subsidiary. So it was in that thing that Sundarajan said, I want, he said this following, Arthur D. Little was now the company that owned it.
Yeah.
I want Arthur D. Little, but provided this Arun Maira.
Arun Maira is there in fact.
He knew me and people in India had known me.
Yeah. What is the best thing you did in planning commission? One best thing.
But 3 best things. The first one was the listening one. I think maybe that's the best thing.
Yeah.
Since I was very clear, and I want to tell you how I came to the insight that listening, which is my grandson's story, you'll find it.
Yeah.
You'll find it in several of my books. How wherein my grandson, he told me what is wrong with the way we are planning. He was 7 years old. He said, you're counting numbers, counting daisies, he called them. You're not listening to the people. Chota sa bacha hai. Do you know? They're really poor. You say it's a number, but it's in his own child's language. Do you know they're really poor? Why they're poor? Saying, Dadaji, economists and all, yeah, planning commission office में गए. He saw who was there. He said, no, the poor people should be here. उनसे सुनना चाहिए. ये कौन आ रहे हैं?
Yeah, exactly.
Very chap bringing files and stuff. He wrote a book himself on what the Planning Commission of India should do. वो हमारी किताब में भी है. Everybody felt that, how can I be in government, not being government economist? So I was an upstart. So the first thing I said, I've got to now get a large scale listening to the people of India. And that will be the input to what should be the objectives of the next plan.
Participative.
How do you get 1 billion people to listen to them? Civil society organizations, some say we've got 5 million women. We have 5 organizations, we've got 30 million women who are members, सेवा वगैरह में हैं. तो इनसे सुनेंगे, वो तो उनके साथ ही सुनते हैं, उनकी बात नहीं सुनते हैं, उनके साथ ही काम करते हैं. So let me find, covering the diverse sections of India, दलित की कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सबसे अच्छी, reputable है, women's की कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, environmental causes की कौन सी है, labor की कौन सी है.
Listening.
उनको बुलाएंगे.
उनकी सुनेंगे.
नहीं, पहले हाँ, उनके पूछेंगे आपके क्या ख्याल है वगैरह. But I'm going to tell them this. Now, my planning commission people have got 10 questions. And we said, we don't know whether these are the most important things or not. उन्होंने 10 ये बताए हैं. हम ये 10 आपको, you take these 10 to the real people. And we're giving you about 2 months. 2 महीने में you convene meetings by the hundreds. You say you no do that. वो करते जाते हैं. You're saying so. Prove it. In the next meeting, or you convene it. You say कि government कह रही है कि ये 10 चीजें करानी है. इनमें आप what is the most important? अगर ये इनमें नहीं है, आप बताइए क्या करना है. Let's get the objectives clear. So all of you, they said, gosh, you don't trust us? I said, no, I don't trust. I want evidence that you've been there. So I said, the best thing is, you give us the schedule of your meetings, जब कभी हो रही, कहाँ भी हो रही है. हम 10 मेंबर हैं प्लानिंग कमीशन में. We'll show up at any one of them जहाँ हम पहुँच सकते हैं. कोई गया नहीं, पर वो धमकी से उन्होंने सब कर दिया.
So one was,
they came back.
one is the listening. Second one is?
Listening. Second comes to what I was pointing out about systems thinking.
System thinking, yeah.
System thinking is not the way normally strategy do it with just these 6, 7 things.
Yeah, no.
Of segmentation. A system is about the being of a person also. I'm part of a system.
Well.
The system shapes me, I'm part of it. So the discovery of who various Indians are, what is their caring, is coming into this. The second is systems thinking is putting about a strategy people do, a map of the whole system. This is that combined with that Porter's framework is a systems thinking framework. And so, when it comes to systems acting,
right,
the change comes about when the whole system starts to change different parts of it. You can't change only one part.
Correct, na?
All the parts have to change together.
Right.
Business people, poor people, media people,
सभी को साथ में लेके जाना.
all had to change something that they were doing. So they were part of a larger movement.
Correct.
So that systems acting. So that book.
Which one?
The systems, the second one, Shaping the Future, a guide for systems leaders.
Wow.
Now this is a more academic book, therefore people say, Ari, you write stories, but you write deeper books. You need to read deeper books.
Yeah, definitely.
This has got it's a
discovering who I am,
Systems being, systems thinking, and systems acting, which I'm realizing is a fresh framework of the subject of systems. So now internationally, people who I've been engaged with, global solutions, vagare, they're also using systems thinking, as you might think. They say, no, your framework is really more complete.
Relevant.
It talks about people,
relatable.
Feeling, yes. But unless we engage people what they care about, they're not going to be part of the change.
That's very true. So, sir, एक बात बताइएगा. In 2014, Planning Commission was dissolved, and you said सही हुआ dissolve हो गया. I have read it. I don't know what is the reality. In 2014, 2014, Planning Commission was dissolved.
Yes.
You were the person who said कि सही हुआ बंद हो जाना चाहिए.
Bilkul, because he commissioned me to say, please get your colleagues in the planning commission to rethink.
Right.
That they have to start to learn, behave differently,
Correct.
listen to people differently,
Right.
different frameworks of working, all this set economists and theories, vagara, we keep reapplying them. Do that. So we did that. We listened to people as
systems.
We got Mr. Tata, Nandan Kenny, big industrialists to give their views how it should be. We got civil society organizations to give their views how it should be. We listened to different.
Sir, आधार तो आप लोगों का ही देन था ना?
No, Nandan.
But you people started.
That's one piece.
One piece, yeah.
It doesn't change the way you do things. It gives you an instrument.
Yeah.
If you want to do things differently, you can use this instrument. So let's take the planning process and the governance process to do. So we had figured out what the planning commission should be doing differently, which meant that it couldn't remain in its present structure.
Correct.
It couldn't be using its present tools of having a budget and allocating silly amounts to different states. So the budgets are given by the finance ministry.
Why this planning
and the states have much larger budgets, some of them, than even what the center gives. So this using budget making as giving, so thoda sa hum tumko 10 crore Gujarat ko de rahe hain. Badi, his own budget, raising from his own resources is 100 times that. But anyway, he wants a photo of के planning commission ने भी कहा Gujarat is the best state. वो 10 crore भी दे दिया. ठीक है. This was the whole thing. So you can't, my tool is, I give you money and you get a photo op with me. You know, this,
got it.
So we had to change. So we got all step by step and all the changes required to be made. We described all of that. The trigger had to be pulled, meaning, okay, we're disbanding our right to give the budget. We leave it with the finance ministry. We'll have much more devolution to the states through the finance commission. And we will be helping the states to learn to produce the results that they want. Each state has a different set of objectives and different things. You can't have a standard planning formula for every state. But they must learn by listening to their own people. So a way of them developing their own states by listening to their own people, by applying, like I'm saying, systems thinking frameworks. Okay, in the systems thinking is not just the resource frameworks, it's the people frameworks also, and the environment, which is a resource which is getting damaged by you're getting very smart in growing your GDP, state GDP. So all this is part of systems thinking, right? Everything is part of the system, nature also.
Last question shall be coming here. Sir, नीति आयोग and planning commission में क्या एक main difference है fund allocation?
Coming that.
हाँ.
The first reform was on August the 15th,
Right.
my birthday,
Right.
2014. He announced what? One big reform. I've abolished the planning commission. Just one reform.
Yeah.
Itni taaliyan baji.
हाँ.
The people were fed up with these top chaps.
Photo session and all that खत्म करवा.
So he did it. Then there was a hullabaloo from the economists and everybody. अरे planning commission को बंद कर दिया. He thinks he's like after that he did a demonetization. खड़े हुए हैं turban में ये.
Fair.
I was very happy.
Yeah, you
So
see.
people turned to me and said, "You were doing all that reform and all that.
Yeah.
So what is this?" I said, "This is exactly the reform we wanted."
Yeah.
Really? I said, "Let's see." So then he announced in late December
Yeah.
of that 2014, a Niti Ayog.
Right.
अच्छा नाम भी होता है. He's very good at that.
Very good, extremely good.
Niti Ayog. Also National Institute of Transforming India. Very nice.
Very nice.
But the charter that he wrote was just what we had asked for in the reforms.
Then that's good. What you had suggested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then when I was called by the Joint Parliamentary Commission, I was the first witness to be called.
Yeah.
And the Joint Parliamentary Commission had, of course, the Congress people and communists also on the Joint Parliamentary Committee. So I was the first witness because, I had been in the Planning Commission, I recommended the reform, which none of them had read. So bulaya. So they said, do you know the reforms? No. You had recommended some reforms to be made.
Yeah.
So I explained. More listening, more systems, more devolution to the states.
Yeah.
Then it came to the next thing. Okay, so what were the reforms that you recommended? So I put out the things I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
A process of listening, a process of combining different perspectives into a systems framework, then a choice and a support behind those frameworks. Then comes the money. This is it. We wanted. Very nice, very nice. And then the chairman very nicely said, and Manmohan Singh was sitting by his side.
Yeah.
He said, "Have any of you read it?" I haven't, he said, honestly. None of them had it. Even the BJP people hadn't read it.
That's
So I summarized it. I put them side by side.
Yeah.
आप चाहते हैं ये, चार्टर कहता है ये, परंतु अभी मुझको कितने साल हो गए हैं 2014 से अभी, is नीति आयोग any different to the planning commission? Hardly. It is the same old wine, same old economics.
New bottle.
Same on giving more freedom to the industry to say ease of doing business in a new bottle called Niti Ayog. Very nice.
Nice name. Thank you. Some rapid fire questions I'll be going ahead right now. In fact, which of your book do you recommend to be read by youngster?
I would say, since you asked me, many things which have been combined together into a story.
Right.
For a youngster who today doesn't know anything about the spirit of our freedom movement, doesn't know anything about the hard times through which, before 1991, great leaders, Mr. Tata, many others, continue to build industry.
Which book is this?
My last book, it's called Reimagining India.
Reimagining India. This is a new book.
Yes, people read it, it's full of stories, the same stories.
Yeah.
And it's got the frameworks.
So every businessman also should go through this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
Yeah.
Because they feel threatened.
Oh.
This book,
Yeah.
launches and discussions were being invited.
Yeah.
ये हमारे DLF golf course पे,
Right.
right next to me.
Yeah.
Somebody who's a member, whose book,
Right.
which is on how to make money on the stock market.
Yeah.
He
That's
wrote
good.
the book. And it was launched here. He's a good friend. And he said, "No, this is a book that people should read."
That's
He said, "I'll tell them to please have a book discussion and a launch of your book there, which he pay for,
Yeah.
to the golf club." So about a week later or something, or 2 weeks later, he comes to me, he says, "I'm just going to forward to you the email reply that I got."
Oh.
I'm so sorry. The email reply said, "We've been through the book. It is not appropriate for our members."
Oh.
Imagine.
Why?
Because it's telling them don't be so vulgar in what you spend. वो भी है से ना.
That's needed. Sir, one out of the way,
telling you this.
once out of the way question, because I'm also meeting so many businessmen, and by the grace of the God, I've got a huge assignment. I'm working for GSW and all these things. What is your opinion? Like Tata took so many years for the buses and all these things. Nishant Arya is a young guy. He's a vice chairman of the JBM, and he brought JBM bus and it's super hit.
Yeah. The foundations, you always forget.
Yeah.
Maruti आई, उन्होंने कहा, they were able to build a car with so much Indian content. Who were the suppliers? Those suppliers had learned to produce those things because Tata's gave them the business.
Oh.
Tata was required to give them the business. We had to buy from them. They struggled, they made mistakes. We learned with them, we taught them, they taught us. So the foundations, and someone comes and builds on the foundations, it becomes a star. This is the whole stock market thing.
Yeah.
People invest then in a company in which they say, कुछ बना नहीं. अभी अब कह रहे हैं, हम स्टेट बैंक को प्राइवेटाइज करेंगे, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को प्राइवेटाइज. Why? They say, look how big it is and big market it has and very well run too. But more value can be released. Value for whom? For the people for whom they built it. More value for the stock market. So if you want to compare HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank and State Bank, and you ask this question, who has created greater value? The people who are familiar with business and stock market will measure the stock market value.
Yeah. Market capitalization. That called the market capitalization. That's all. Exactly.
It's a BCG thing, a total shareholder return. Everybody who runs any business is responsible only to the shareholders. If you're running a public sector company, you're also responsible only to the shareholders. But just like Vijay Kelko told his public sector guys, you have to be keeping the stock markets happy, otherwise you won't get money.
Yeah.
But never let go of your being and your responsibility to the country. Which Sundarajan, made BPCL do. And BPCL came to have the highest stock market valuations in this industry, higher than all the others, higher than Reliance, which came in. Reliance could put big money. It took away managers from BPCL. The culture has to be different.
So in this case, even to the Nishant Arya, we should think about that. He did it. He proved it like that we can produce buses and we can be like one of the leading bus manufacturers.
We were. I'm saying in my time, before 1991, Tata Telco was exporting India-made buses to 50 countries in competition with the Japanese and Daimler-Benz. Already to 50 countries. We've forgotten all these stories and new stories come. And we are saying, उसने कर दिया. अपने आप से भी थोड़ा सीखना चाहिए, अपनी इज्जत भी होनी चाहिए.
Super. That's what he did in fact. अपनी इज्जत होनी चाहिए. हम कर सकते हैं. If other can do, we can do, na?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then to him to do it, my point is, if he's been let go and said, so long as you assemble a modern looking, and I want to test it. And that's what is done in this business. You see, the bus is just the assembly of the bus. All the engines and everything, he doesn't make them. He doesn't make them. Please think about this. So the modern bus industry is just the framework out the outside. You buy the engine, you buy the gearbox, buy the air conditioner, you put it together. It's very nice looking. And Tata is doing this also in Spain and elsewhere. But that's not the heart of the bus. The heart of the bus is the engine. The heart of the bus is the transmission. Okay? And the machines to make those things. India has got these, and Tata's has, my company, Tata Motors, you see it in the Learning Factory, has built the foundation. Others are now celebrating on top, Maruti also. It's okay, and we like it. Because it's our country is getting it.
Yeah, that's good.
Another one. With them.
Out of the box question I'm asking. Do you think caste system in India was good or bad?
The caste system persists in the modern world.
Correct. Specialization. Super specialization you were talking about.
There are 4 castes in European society, American society, our society. There's the knowledge caste. There is the power caste. The money caste. And the working caste. Everybody else. Knowledge caste को हम ब्राह्मण कहते हैं.
Right.
Fighting caste को क्षत्रिय कह देते हैं. ताकि ऊपर दम लगाते हैं उनको. We give them the right to do it also. और होते हैं मनी क्लास.
बनिया.
देखिए जैसे कि आपने कहा बनिया. हमारे कास्ट सिस्टम में बनिया is the third caste. है ना? Brahmins is highest. Maybe next to them maybe could be the Kshatriyas.
Right.
पावर इतनी है. पर वो भी कहते हैं ब्राह्मण उनसे सुपीरियर है.
हाँ ब्राह्मण सुपीरियर 5 होते हैं हम.
बिल्कुल ठीक है. पर बनिया उनके नीचे है,
बनिया नीचे
और
है।
सबके नीचे है
वर्कर।
ये बेचारे जो काम करते हैं। और बेचारे जो काम करते हैं,
हाँ।
ज्यादा काम आर्मी में जाते हैं, छतरे के लिए काम करते होंगे,
हाँ।
दे ट्रीट देम वेरी वेल।
वेरी वेल, या।
जो बनिया के साथ काम करते हैं वो कैसे उनकी ख्याल करते हैं तब भी और अब भी। और ये कास्ट सिस्टम, आई एम सेइंग इट्स इन यूरोपियन अमेरिकन सोसाइटी आल्सो, विद वन डिफरेंस दैट हैज कम, लेट मी गो इन यूरोप आल्सो. The priests and the Pope, very
Pope
high.
is higher.
And you had the kings.
Right.
The king, as you said, paid some respect to the popes too.
Right.
And then you had the money class. It was below those two.
Below those, yes.
They did finance them.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the same respect.
Respect, yeah.
Okay. And then you had again in Europe the poor working classes also.
Yeah.
America mein, the money class is the top class.
Yeah, capitalism. Pure capitalism.
So we put the money on the top, then knowledge. Money runs the knowledge universities
Right,
also.
right.
Money, of course, funds the political parties also. So money rules. And money are the people who employ people. I mean, money are the capitalists who employ labor,
Labor.
for their enterprises. So you can see what's happening. That all the jobs outside government,
Yeah.
and we are saying government shouldn't employ people.
Right.
क्योंकि वो तो tax देने पड़ते हैं हमको, उनको employ करेंगे. Don't employ people. Okay? Business has to employ people. But if business has this attitude कि
Hire fire.
people are being employed to give us money.
Right.
Who cares whether they make money or not? ठीक है? So this comes to the heart of the matter. That in the whole world, there has been a caste system, and we put the money class on top. Even in India, you can have a lot of money, and we may need your money to in the media. We may need your money in the taxes to the government.
Right.
Pay the taxes to the government. But they say no. If you increase my taxes, then I go to some other country.
That's what they're doing.
जा रहे हैं.
जा रहे हैं. दुबई में गए ना, काफी गए.
हाँ. Or taxes. What do I get out of the taxes? I can live here. I pay my fees to DLF वगैरह. I'm safe and fine.
Safe and fine.
I don't need to be taxes. Taxes से कितना फायदा होता है? मेरा तो नहीं होता है. उन लोगों का होता है. वो लोग हैं कौन? They don't even know how the people live outside in my own society. Let us go and see how the workers who come and work in our houses, how do they live? उनके पास नलके नहीं है, पानी नहीं है. हम कंप्लेंट करते हैं कि 24/7 पानी क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? नीचे हमारी जमीन में गुड़गांव में पानी निकली जा रहा है. Because we are the most water-starved part of the world. हम ले रहे हैं, खींच रहे हैं ऊपर 24/7. वो बेचारों का पानी जा रहा है हमारे पास. फार्मर्स के पास पानी नहीं है. ड्राउट हो रहा है.
Naturally, that's for them we are doing ना. आपको लगता है कैसे वेस्ट कर रहा है money?
It's all current. I'm saying you look at the current through this lens, and you realize how we are at fault.
One hard truth about the Indian entrepreneurs.
This word entrepreneur bugs me. I'll tell you why. We talk about entrepreneurs, and now we start talking social entrepreneurs. How do we measure who's a great entrepreneur? Unicorn बन गया है. हम कहते हैं उसकी story. You be telling them in 3 years he became a unicorn. We also in our stand up and start up the programs of India, the stand up and show up as you made so much money. How? By you in the stock market, early sellout, VCI, उन्होंने भी पैसा बनाया, आपका पर्सनल वेल्थ बन गया. पर लोगों का फायदा क्या हुआ? A real social entrepreneur is not wanting to make any money in the stock market. The stock market become the measure of how good a country is. Right now, they're saying in the last few months, a few years, where so many people are suffering. First, it happened during COVID time.
Yeah. One question is that, being you are the member of the planning commission, my question is this, कि एक बंदा है, बैंक में अकाउंट रखा है, वो मिनिमम बैलेंस है 25,000 रुपया. जब 25,000 से नीचे आ जाता है तो बैंक उसका पेनल्टी काट देता है.
I'm saying, therefore, who has to change it?
Who has to change it? Yeah.
Government has to change it, bank has to change it.
Yeah.
And with what criteria are they?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's always the criteria. By my decision, who will get benefited and who will get hurt the most?
Suffered.
Who will get hurt the most is obviously the person you're talking about. Who will benefit is the bank will feel secure.
बैंक will 500 करोड़ का उसका रेवेन्यू में पेनल्टी से आ रहा है.
Got it? So, always I said, this is the question. You must get the right question, and a right question, finally. भगवत गीता ने मुझको यही सिखाया. उसके बाद में सीखने की जरूरत नहीं थी. चल होगी. It was this. Arjuna being told by Lord Krishna. When he said, I'm confronting this big battle and don't have the army and all. क्या करूं? Krishna said, I'm not going to tell you how to fight the battle.
You have to fight.
I'm going to tell you, to answer your question which you're asking is, should you fight this battle?
Correct.
So, क्या कहा उन्होंने? You only have a right to the work.
Right.
And not to the fruits thereof. तो fruits अपने काम से बहुत किस्म के आते हैं. एक तो fruit आता है very obviously मुझको पैसा मिला.
पैसा मिला.
If that comes to your mind, like for this bank, by taking the decision my bank's profits will increase, wrong. Second is, मेरी fame बढ़ जाएगी. Wrong.
Fruits.
My fruit. Do you understand?
Yeah.
By my action, the benefit should be to someone else, not to me. किसी और की fame बन जाए.
Correct.
उसकी पार बढ़ जाए.
Correct.
Not mine.
Correct.
किसी और की wealth बढ़ जाए.
Correct.
Not mine. Yeah.
Correct. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very candid conversation with Arun Maira, sir. Thank you so much for being with me and listening to us so passionately. Thank you so much, sir.